zero audience right now. So, um,
And so,
yeah,
do the people see that you've come on? Like, they get an alert sort of thing or something, and then they can watch.
yeah. So I set this up I scheduled it about, I don't know, probably 5 o'clock this morning. So they got like heaps of notice.
Okay.
So yeah, they all got notified. Plus, it's also as soon as I hit the live button and go live, it sends out notifications then as well, saying that it's live. So
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
and I do have one other person coming along who wants to meet the hero of the day.
Hero of the
So yeah,
day.
he's here.
Hilarious.
It's
Yeah.
Perpetual Platypus. Her name is,
Okay.
and she's hi. So do you want to
Yeah.
grab the link and come up with us, Platty? And Sweet One's in the audience as well. Hello, Sweet One. How are you? Long time no see, hey? Let me just pop it on the screen so you can see it. Um, so on the right, to the right of us, you will see which way we'll go, like this. You'll see comment on the right there.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Because I'm walking around my kitchen and I just want to get my breakfast going and a coffee
all
going.
right.
I can see, yeah.
Okay. And
Hey,
Jen's with us.
Platypus, and hi, Jen, and Sweet One. Yeah. Oh, I should have used my name. My gaming name is Speak of the Animals.
Well, you can hit over on the left. You can actually
Yeah.
change your nickname, edit your name over there
Yeah.
if you want to.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we don't really use real names on the internet. People get too
Oh
messy.
well. Well, I thought it was you, so I was like, oh, it's all good.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's only me and a couple of friends, so
Yeah.
like
Exactly. That's what
I
I
don't have a big
thought.
audience. I don't have
Mm,
a big audience. I've actually got 1,000 followers, but I
yeah.
don't think I've ever had more than 20 in chat at any given time. So
Yeah. Well, it's a Monday morning. I just drove Fiona to work at McGregor, so like there's everyone's going to work. Kids are back at school, all that kind of thing here in Mount Gravatt. That's Mount Gravatt East. So
yeah,
for your
nice.
listeners,
Okay, so for my listeners, this is the hero for the weekend. He's my cousin's husband, and he saved the day. They went and bought groceries for me and fuel and all sorts of stuff, and drove it down all the way from Brisbane down to my place. So, just so you guys all know who it is,
hey,
and we have another person joining us. This is Platypus.
Hey,
So,
bitches.
g'day.
Platty, this is my cousin's husband, Adam. She's actually at work,
Hello,
so
Adam.
Oh, cool.
we've got.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
good. Nice to meet
That's
you.
cracking. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh man, when we drove down to see Tina,
Mm-hmm.
the devastation through there is just like we've been around the traps. That they're going to take years to recover from that. Those farms and things and
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff is just you know just beyond. You can't even imagine it. And just where Tina lives, where the landslide was and the
Yep.
bridge. Oh, and there was a house right next to that river where that bridge was.
There was a house.
No, there is a house. It's like right next to it. I mean, they would have been. You wouldn't have been sleeping in the house. Let me tell you that. You would have been.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just beyond what you can imagine.
So
Yeah,
billions of dollars worth of damage and years to recover, you reckon?
Oh,
absolutely.
just the fencing alone and all the flooding through just to get out to where Tina is a real eye opener.
Yeah, I thought it would be bad down there. It's so fucking flat.
And hilly.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
and it was.
thanks for joining us, girl. Sorry for
Who,
interrupting.
me?
I was Aroa. She's from
Aroa.
New Zealand. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Aroa.
Welcome. Hello.
Yeah, so yeah, there's
Hi,
a lot of
Jan.
stuff that's down. There's trees down. There's electrical poles that are down. Adam, when you were heading back, you said you took a wrong turn. Did you see the Richmond
Yep.
River? Did you see the Richmond River?
I couldn't tell you exactly what I saw, but yeah, the good old Google took us down some really, like, it was, you know how you get when the road's washed away a bit, that gets that stony, sharp stones on it, sort of thing.
Yep,
It's
yep.
like
Mm.
shale. Yeah, went down about 5 kilometers of that, and part of it was washed out, and
Oh
yeah,
no.
it was like, hmm. Thanks, Google. We're really getting to see everything here. So
Right.
yeah, so I don't exactly know where I was, but yeah, just kept following it because I downloaded a map from Google, so I could do it where there
Yeah.
wasn't any signal. But
And
no,
where you are at the moment, Aussie, like you've got supplies and shit. Do I need to throw a rock or fucking some tins of spaghetti down to you, bro?
No, mate. Adam sorted it. They arrived yesterday afternoon. It was yesterday, wasn't it, Adam? Day before.
it was yesterday. Gee, that's gone quick.
It has, hasn't
Oh
it?
man,
Was that yesterday or was it the day before? I went straight to bed after you left, so it was the day before yesterday. So
yeah, it
you
was.
think
Yeah. It's like we teleported. Well, see, it rained yesterday, and I was still drying stuff out here, so I had to get stuff dry here, and it was a bit of a hectic day yesterday, again, and hot and steamy. This is in Brisbane, so and
yeah.
we had a thunderstorm last night, so
Mm.
God
Wasn't that a
only knows.
cracker?
Oh, God only knows what's going on. There's people
Yeah.
that are flooded, man.
New sales will be up, one reckons.
What will be up?
Canoe sales. Speaking of
Sure.
canoes, I'll show you some photos because someone went out in a canoe. So remember I told you let me get the photo up on the screen. Remember I told you I said on my community wall that the in-laws place went under. It went way under. It's a 2-story house. It went under right up to the roof. So both stories are under. But they went
Wow.
yesterday and took some photos in I think a boat or a canoe or something, I don't know, just to assess the damage. So I was going to pop those up on the screen and just show people, like, this is yesterday. I've actually got two sort of yeah, I'll find them in a second. I've got two sort of stages of photos. So this where's the share screen button? Give me one sec. Oh my God, I got too many things on the screen. I've lost you. Which one are you? Oh, there you are.
I'm just playing
really?
music for the people.
Thank you. Allow.
That's it.
Can
I think
you
I've
share
been in that elevator.
Haven't we all?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not doing it that way.
Get your shit together, woman.
I'm on the Mac, so I'm sorry, but it is actually it's a bit of a process, a learning process.
Well, yeah.
I've got it open, but it's
I don't even know how to
not
turn Macs on, so yeah, go for it, girl.
seeing that window for some reason. Let me try opening with Google Chrome, and then I'll share the tab.
Is somebody cooking me breakfast?
Yeah, me. I'm hungry.
It sounds like scrambled eggs or something.
It's going to be.
Very good. Send some my way.
It's kind of leftovers. I'm frying sort of leftover rice and ratatouille. I found a great ratatouille
Ooh,
recipe, and then I'm gonna have scrambled eggs and a
I
coffee.
just like the name Ratatouille. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
even know what fucking Ratatouille is, but sounds awesome, and I
It's
like saying it.
it's French, and it's a common sort of thing. You look it up, and oh, I've been making it for a while, and it always goes sort of watery and stuff. And I found a recipe where it doesn't. So,
Sweet.
oh yeah.
We'll tuck in.
Mm.
Okay, so
And yes,
this is
yes,
your
it is
family-in-laws?
supposed to be.
Holy moly!
It is supposed to be the dry season, and it's not. It's been nothing but wet through the whole dry season. And last year,
Yeah,
yes, there were fires
there were.
like a kilometre off my front doorstep. So, yeah. So this is the in-laws' house, and it's a 2-story house, as I said. Barely seeing below the roof right now, but there's another photo from another angle. I'll pull that up in a sec. Just gotta find it. Yep.
Oh, thanks, Jen. Courgettes and tomato and onions. Fuck yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, tomato and onions fry is a fry up. That's an awesome fry up. I love tomato and onion fry up.
Me too.
Okay. So that floating, obviously, I think they're in a boat or a canoe. I mean, I know that they have surfboards. He's actually one of the oldest Australian longboard title holders.
Hey,
I think that's his
Wow.
thing.
claim to fame.
His claim to fame, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good at
and
throwing a
then-
thong.
Oh,
You'll
You're
see
not
later when I
talking-
throw it down the mountain.
I don't mean
Mm.
for the Americans in the room, she doesn't mean a G-string.
No, Jesus, no. No one wants that.
Don't assume these things, Nez.
But that's what they call a thong. They don't know what a thong is in Australia. That's what they call a thong.
They call them
Not even
flip-ups,
an
I
assumption.
believe.
Oh yeah.
Am I right, guys, or am I right? Jen says she loves ratatouille. Tui, love a tui, bird, not beer.
Oh, the tui beer's all right. Like if you get desperate.
Yeah, desperation there.
Mm-hmm. That's some
so
fucked up
you
shit.
see the house there in the background of
that flooding
as a top.
doesn't get any worse than that. And as soon as water goes through your house, I've lived in a lot of houses where the water goes through. It just the mold and the damp doesn't even have to go even into your house. If it goes underneath that lower story, and sits there, your whole house is basically you got to start again.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Foundations are screwed.
Yeah. Well,
So
the mold.
they just put it up for sale.
Well, I knew that Lismore was in trouble when I saw that picture of, not that I'm a Macca's fan, but when I saw the Macca's picture of Macca's underwater, I knew, holy fuck, that's unlike anything I've seen. And I've been through a few floods.
Yep.
Right. And it's pretty bad. So I've got a couple more sort of.
Have you got a photo of the water going over your bridge?
No, I didn't go down to. I didn't leave the house when
you're such a pussy.
When the road was cut off. I didn't leave the house because my fuel tank had been dismantled to get the fuel out of it, so it was kind of just sitting there in the driveway.
Oh, you got a photo of the landslide, remember?
Yeah, Rod got a picture of the landslide, but I'll share that in a second.
It doesn't really do it justice. When we drove past, it's like about 50 to 100 meters, and you can see they've just the whole hill's given way, and
that's mental.
Like even driving through it, it was like you still felt like it could fall on you. Is that kind of feeling? Yeah. And it took them. How long did it take to clear that? Get all that going from the start. It was like A week?
Probably 2 days. Probably 2 or 3 days. Like the neighbours did it because the council just were flat out, with other stuff going on. They didn't even come out here. So,
Yeah.
Hi Eddie T. Thanks for sending us love, and thanks for the offers to help. It was much appreciated that people were offering to help, but unless people had mountain moving skills with their minds, there was probably not much anyone to do. I will share that photo up next, but
Or
I
a
posted it on
helicopter.
or a helicopter. Well, Corey said, "Geez, we could do with a big ass drone right now, Mum."
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
That would have been good. The bridge didn't get swept away, Jen. We actually thought it had because it was under a landslide, so we didn't know until they had actually cleared it. So what Adam saw, he came from the other side of the bridge, and the photo that I have is actually our side of the landslide. So I'll just pop that up. I mean, you guys have seen it if you've been watching my community posts.
Which I have.
That one there.
I was worried about you, bitch.
You were, weren't you?
I was.
I was worried about us.
We all were.
I mean, we're up. Yeah, we're up pretty high, and so, I wanted to make sure people knew that we were up high, so that we weren't really worried about getting, drowned or washed away ourselves. We were just stranded, like we just had absolutely no way to get out, no way to get supplies, and it happened overnight. So like I had been holding off groceries because I had an appointment with the dentist, and I thought I might as well get groceries. And that part of holding it off was just the thing that undid me. I should have just gone and got the groceries. So, but I sort of had enough to get by till my dentist appointment. Either way, we were going to get stranded. So,
well, we got
newbies who
we got stuck on my mountain, and like it wasn't a big deal necessarily. It was just landslides on both sides.
Wow.
I went downtown yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I've not quite seen the levels of flooding that they got down there. That was pretty intense. But we were fine. Me and my dog, we just, waited for the electricity to go out. And it kind of didn't really happen. We got a few brownouts and stuff. And the internet hasn't been quite the same since, but yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird.
Nothing quite like New South Wales.
At the moment, you're lucky to have internet because all of southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales has no internet, according to the news this morning. Telstra has some major underground damage to their lines.
Okay, well, I'm with Telstra, and mine's as fine as it's ever going to be.
Right, and even Telstra. We got cut off yesterday, didn't we? Like in the middle of a conversation.
And then you fell asleep on me, you bitch.
I did too. I'm keeping weird hours at the moment, but I'm in the middle of a swing back to day hours. So I'm going to bed. I'm getting tired at like 5 and 6 o'clock at night. So it's a little bit earlier than normal. I don't usually sleep at night, do I?
No.
unless I'm actually at your house, and then I'll be right. The name Brown Out always makes me laugh. Why Brown Out? Exactly, because people don't want to be prejudiced and call them blackouts.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think of that. I'm literally a bad person.
So the other thing I thought I would show the guys is, did you actually see live traffic website, Adam, when you came out here?
I did, but it kind of looked like every road was closed if you looked at it. So,
It does.
but
Hey?
yeah. So it
It
was
looks a
like a
lot
little
better
bit
today.
confusing. Just warning signs in every roads, and you got a lot of. There are a lot of little tracks, and it's like a little village set up out where you are with little roads going here to and there from every little town. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was a bit.
Right.
If you didn't put those directions in that I followed, I don't know where Google would have taken me. Would have ended up in
So what you're
somewhere
looking
else.
at is the main drag, like from the top of the map comes from Brisbane and it goes all the way down the coast. So
Oh
the
gosh,
orange line against the coast,
is there any
that
way
was
to
all
zoom that
blue
in?
on
I got
Saturday.
old eyes, bitch.
I'll zoom it in a sec. I was just sort of showing the vast area from the top of the map all the way to the bottom of the map that's on the screen right now. All of it was underwater. So I just want to show the audience. And it was all blue yesterday and Saturday. It was all blue. But today it's orange. That means the water's receding and some of the roads are getting better. But I've got photos of some of the roads. But so all the way from up the top of the map. Can you see my mouse moving over it?
No. What? There's a mouse? Oh,
You
there it
can't
is.
see my
It says
mouse
a
pointer.
hand.
Right. So yeah, all the way from up here to all the way down here was all underwater. It's still closed off. So all these signs here are saying it's closed off still. But this is how we get our supplies from Sydney, and also Brisbane gets their supplies on this main Pacific Highway from north to south. So Brisbane's cut off the supplies, and I think getting low. Is that right, Adam? Getting low on supplies up there now?
Like if you go in Brisbane, if you go to things close to the city, they're either closed or got lots of things out of stock and can't get them. And we
Yeah.
live just a little bit out of the city, and like you can't get any water, toilet papers. Obviously one of those things, that people go for, and then just sometimes it's just odd things that you can't get. Like you can still get enough to get by, but if you want that specific thing's probably going to be gone. Like especially like fresh fruit and veggie type stuff. But we're getting better now. But in those first few days there, like last Monday, Tuesday, there's just you wouldn't go anyway if you didn't need to, because people just panic buying. You'd be in a queue and everything, and people that actually needed supplies desperately,
Yeah, we're the same. Like I'm just on a mountain out of the Goldie, and when I went to our little township yesterday, there was fucking nothing. There was no bread. There was very little milk. I could get some fresh fruit and veggies, but there was no cheese. There was no yogurt. All the sort of microwave dinners were gone. It was kind of weird. Toilet paper, there was a little bit there, but they were placing limits again on how much toilet paper you could buy.
Yeah.
Which is
This
fine.
picture, Adam,
Because
this is Tyalgum Road, which is completely like demolished, as you can see from a landslide. It's so that the landslide's actually it's gone underneath and taken out the bitumen. The roads, half the road's missing. I don't know if you can see up into the trees there, but yeah, it's pretty bad. You wouldn't want to be trying to drive it anyway. So that's in between. That's the old highway in between where I live and Brisbane, like the old way through.
Oh yeah, I remember that road.
Yeah, that's where Tyalgum is, isn't it, Adam? The old road through the old highway.
I don't remember. I don't remember Tyalgum, but we drove that old road to get to you, like the part of it anyway. I don't know if we went past there. I don't think so.
No,
There
you
used to be
came
a place called the Tyalgum Meat Pool, which always fascinated me as a kid. Like, what the fuck is a meat pool?
Hmm.
I don't know,
Mm.
to be honest. What is
Yeah.
it? Cool.
Hmm.
Weird.
That's a new one.
Look it up.
The way you came in, Adam, is part of the old highway, but this is further north. This is much further before they put in the
Oh, yeah.
Ballina bypass and up north of that.
Yeah.
So as you coming through Tweed, like the old highway through Tweed.
Hmm.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Nuts.
But this isn't one spot. This is multiple spots, all from Tweed Heads right down to Pillar Valley. The roads are damaged like this. There's
I
different
know. I know
spots where
Pillar
there's
Valley.
landslides.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Grafton, so all of that's my stomping ground.
Well, yeah, we've got family at Pillar Valley. Their shed went about the creek rose there, and that's like I can't even explain how far would it be? Like 700 meters from them is where it usually is, or maybe a bit more. And it came up to their shed and went in it.
Shit.
I think for the people listening who aren't from around here or even from Australia, the scale of this, it goes from like, what, past Gympie all the way down to Sydney, basically, really. I mean, and then inland. What would that be? That'd be like, what would that be in miles?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Now you're asking things.
To Sydney would be like probably close to 2,000, wouldn't it? Oh no, it's about it'd be close to 2,000, I reckon. 1,500 maybe kilometers.
Yeah, kilometers. Yeah.
I don't know what that is in miles.
It's too early for maths.
Well.
Yeah, I only do metric. Sorry,
I'm just
American.
Just to give them like some sort of sense of the scale, like Gympie's north of Brisbane.
Jen, there's a place called Gympie.
Yeah, that's
and it's not spelt that way, Jen.
Gympie. Yeah, and so because I've got friends in America and they were in California, and I was just sort of mentioned to them. They were like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, we're fine where we are. And then I said, "Oh, because this hadn't gone past the border yet." And I said, it covers so far. It's affecting so many people. It's just hard to get your head around. Like,
Absolutely, it is. I'm just wondering what else I've got on here. Yarra Shire is where people thought they were going to get groceries and it didn't happen. Army's in helping everybody sort stuff out. The military, basically.
I've got friends from up the coast who've gone down to Murwillumbah to help. And they said that they didn't see sight nor sound of the army, and she reckons that it's like akin to her. It's like a war zone, and she was actually really brokenhearted about it.
See what we've got now? We have more storm warnings.
Oh, fuck's sake, really?
19 hours ago, they issued storm warnings for northern New South Wales and southeast Queensland.
That's what we need. More rain and storms.
Right. Yippee-ki-yay. I've got some before and after photos of what happened to Lismore. It's completely devastated. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So
didn't you say that the shopping centre there is going to have to be like completely demolished?
correct. That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, they're
Sorry.
going to level it to the ground because it's that damaged from the stormwater was rushing that hard. It's actually damaged the foundations of the shopping centre. So they can't just, clean up and restock the shelves like they do every other flood. It's actually got to be demolished. So we don't actually know what they're going to do for a grocery mart. There's no other choices for grocery marts. There was a main street, but it's in the same condition. It's got to be demolished as well. So,
oh my God, is the do we know if the Tattersalls is okay?
the Tattersalls, I
The
have
pub,
no
bro.
idea.
Mm.
I have no idea.
That's
The
important.
local institution or shrine.
Absolutely.
So this is Lismore before, and then this side is after. How much of it's underwater after? So that's a before and after sort of split down the middle. How much underwater now? So just a bit crazy, right?
Wow.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
I don't know what part.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what part of Lismore that is, to be honest. But this is Albion up in Brisbane, near Sandgate. Breakfast Creek. So this is North Brisbane. That's right, Adam.
Sandgate,
Albion.
Sandgate. Yeah, that's north side.
That's Breakfast Creek there. Breakfast Creek there. Right there.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, this is what it looks like now. So yeah, that's a little bit sad. And then this is Oxley. So this is Brisbane southwest.
Holy shit.
So
that's closer to where I am.
After.
That's closer to where we work and everything. And
is that just all
you didn't even mention
like
that it was
river? Is
under.
that sand? What the fuck am I looking at?
Muddy water.
That's a main highway and the intersection going across it at Oxley. So, yeah.
And it's muddy water. It's not sand. It's just that's how dirty the water is. So
yeah.
There's Beanley, which is South Brisbane.
Yeah. Oh wow. After, okay.
Yeah, they copped it pretty hard. And this is Lismore. This is, I think, the swimming pool
That's
at
the
Lismore.
swimming pool. I know that one well. Oh.
Yep, the memorial pool.
If you want to go for a swim in mud.
Exactly. It's pretty bad. But I mean, that pool, isn't that right down next to the lakes? It was going to go anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It was bound to go. It was bound to be. I think they wait every floods that particular spot. So, and this is Gerard's Hill, which is South Lismore. I think south of Lismore. They're actually not too bad, really, because you can still see the road a bit, and even the cars. Like, some places you couldn't even see the cars; they were gone. This is Southgate, which is near Grafton, but right down near Pillar Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the photos I showed earlier of the house underwater, that's actually the Richmond River. And it is one massive sea, like one ocean, like all the way through. Well, it was all the way through to Ballina. Like, it was just an ocean. It wasn't. There was no land poking out other than the bridge.
I mean, it often floods like Bellingen Way and like Maxville and stuff, but not like this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, Ipswich is flooded now, Aroa. It wasn't previously, but they copped a lot of rain over the weekend, so they are now flooding, I think.
Yeah,
Ipswich is.
Grantham got slammed again. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they've fully recovered from, what was it? The floods of, shit, was it 2011?
There's some people there.
Hey, Aussie's Life. Sorry.
You go. It's your stream. You go.
Hey, Aussie's Life. Thanks for sending us thoughts and prayers and joining us. And yes, Lismore is in a mess. Go on, Adam.
Yeah, I was just saying they had some people at Grantham, a young family. They lost everything in the flood. They just had gotten married then, and now they
Yeah.
got kids. Yeah, they sort of, they had, like, you just average house, all beautifully nice, and the kids obviously being looked after and everything, but you just saw that they lost everything again. So they had really have to start again, with young kids. It's like far out. You just think, man, I wouldn't be living there. I can tell you, I'd move away from there.
No. I mean, let's be
mid-north.
honest. We've kind of had a shitty couple of years, 2019 fires, COVID,
Yeah.
and now devastating floods. I mean, what's next? Oh, we had rats as well. That was awesome.
That's a plague of rats just
Yeah.
after the fires.
Yeah. So what's next? Locusts? I don't know.
True. Aussie's Life's from the mid-north coast. That's around Sydney, isn't it? Hunter region or something, isn't it? Is that the mid-north coast?
Nowra, would it be? Like that sort of area?
I don't know. And yeah, they had the fires and the floods as well. So
murder hornets. Yeah, that's what we need, Jen.
Murder. Like, oh, in the head. I got fucking murder ants. I got bitten by a giant ant the other day, and my toe is so itchy today. Oh my god, it's terrible. Like the sting part was bad, but the itchiness after when it starts healing, oh my god. I was rolling around all night last night, itching my goddamn toe. You get them on your mountain there, Platty?
Yeah, we get those motherfuckers that are about, I don't know, this fucking long, with the big, with the big mandibles. They're bigger than bull ants. Like, I've never seen anything quite like them. And one, just the other day, literally launched itself at me like it was going to kill me. And it was kind of like, well, it's either you or me, motherfucker. So it's dead now. Sorry to all the ant lovers.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any ant lovers. Is there? There's only ant lovers if they've never come near your place and your stuff.
And I kind of left it on the ground as a warning to its other mates, like, don't fuck with me.
There's only ant lovers. There's only ant lovers who haven't been to Australia and seen the fucking ants that we got here.
It's true.
Everything's friggin' giant.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Like she's saying, the bull ants or whatever they are that she's talking about, they get to an inch, 2 inches, some of them, hey, the bigger ones. There's also fire ants, and they're about like 3/4 of an inch big, and then there's these jumpy ants, and they're about half an inch. Like everything fucking giant here, and it freaked me out when I first moved down here, because up in North Queensland we've got all the same creatures, they're just not as big. We moved down here and the centipedes are like these, they're like a snake, man. Centipedes is tiny, skinny little itty bitty, hardly even notice it crawling through the bush in Mackay. But down here, they're these big fat suckers. I'll put a photo up. Have I got a photo? I haven't got one on this lap, I think. Yeah, I don't have one on this lappy beam.
Jen's ants,
Uh,
they
and-
fly at a rower.
Oh,
You
great.
can keep them. They're
Mhm.
yours.
Yeah, you can have the flying ones. Hate those bastards. Round here, the only ones that fly are the termites.
Mm. Oh, look, they don't bite. Oh, well, yeah. Well, here you don't have to learn the names. You just know know they all bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our country has
A
lots
little
of
south
things
of
that want to
Oxley.
kill us or maim us.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I don't remember who it was saying the other day, everything in Australia wants to kill you. Who was it saying that? It must have been someone in a chat. I don't know. Jen, if you ever see a circle walking round and round, it's called a death circle. One confused, defective ant leads them all into a death spiral. Wow, you're full of information.
That's
Jen.
amazing. I must witness this death spiral.
Yeah, they keep going around
Right.
in circles and circles because they keep following the pheromone trails and building them up, and they eventually run out of steam and die.
Wow.
Crazy.
Most
Crazy stuff. So, Jen, just for your information, Adam, Jen's from New Zealand.
Mm.
Aroa's also from New Zealand.
Yeah.
She's actually a Scottish person who's living in New Zealand, but I'm going to send her the link so she can jump up and say hello.
Oh, cool.
She probably won't. I don't know. She might.
She will.
Mm.
There
She
you go.
absolutely will. Get
Jen?
up here, Jen.
Can you see the link, girlfriend? Because I could have links disabled.
Mm.
Well, that's me sending it. It should be fine.
Aussie Insiders
In
send a
Australia.
link.
Can you can see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Jump up, Jen.
Oh, then
Turn
just
this screen share.
cover your screen, clown. Get up here.
Yeah, I'm not doing a face today either, Jen. I get my teeth on Friday. I'll be able to do my face next week, guys.
Yay. I'm excited for you,
Yes.
honey.
Here we go.
We're having a party the next day up in Brisbane for you. Remember when you got your new
Whoop,
teeth? Yeah.
Oh, where's my
Yeah,
invite,
there is a
motherfuckers?
Hey, you
Well,
could do it
Grab you on
online.
the way past.
You could have a little
Hey,
online party.
Yeah.
Mm.
A smile party.
A smile party.
A death spiral
Okay.
party. Just everybody following
Death
around the trails
spiral.
of tequila.
Oh, you nailed it.
Rightio, we'll do that. We'll, when I go up there, I'll put my live cam on and chuck a link out, and we'll have an online party for Mez's new teeth. The thing is, the day I get them, I'm a bit worried, like, because it's going to take me a little bit to get used to them and talk again. So I might not be doing much talking. I might be relying on you guys to do the talking.
Oh, I'm sure
That's
you'll
all right.
be
We can
fine.
do
You know,
that.
you might just need to kind of like adjust. It's like, you know, if you've ever had braces and you have to sort of like learn how to talk with your gums sort of, or your lips like sticking
Right.
out again.
Yeah, right. When you put the when the dentist put in the wax molds, it's pretty much, you know, the teeth, but I think the wax is quite a bit thicker than the actual teeth would be. But when he put in the wax molds, I couldn't say anything. I was like,
You just sound like you're totally stroking out over there. So anyway, so what's the general state of your area now then? I know that they said there's going to be more rain on the way, but do you have a chance to get more supplies, or did you know, you guys get delivered enough from Adam and that, like, to kind of tide you over the next little while?
I've got enough to get through a next little while, like at least another probably 8 to 10 days. But if the rain starts setting in again, I'm just going to get out while the getting's good and go and stay at Adam's place. So
yeah,
we kind of
just
I
make a dash for it.
Yeah, I mean, if it
get your
looks really
teeth,
bad, I mean,
girlfriend.
evacuation probably is the most sensible idea.
Right. So I'm planning on evacuating if the rain sets in here, but you know, we didn't get flooded here. Like, I'm right on the creek, and I saw it come up. I looked out the back window, and the creek's in a fairly deep gully, so I can't usually see it from my back window. So when I got up the other morning and I could see the creek from the back window, I was like, holy shit. It was too late by then. We couldn't cross the creek. It was by that stage already over the roof of my car. So it happened overnight. So so I've got to keep an eye on, you know, what's coming through the night, so I can decide, do I leave tonight because there's something coming, or do I wait till the morning, then I'm stuck here. So it's still like all over the shop, you know, trying to plan it anyway. So
crazy times.
But I think we'll be right.
The world is simultaneously flooding and on fire and being shelled by Russians and taken over by plagues, and it is just like, what the fuck is next? Like Pi was saying, what is coming next?
Yeah,
if you're a religious person, you might be putting your head between your legs and kissing your ass goodbye right now.
I'm just kind of like going super insular. I'm gonna go full hermit soon. You'll never see me again. I'm gonna disappear off into the bush, and that'll be me.
I'll find you.
She will too.
Yeah. I'm like
mold. Skills.
I'm like mold. I slowly grow on people.
There must have been an accelerated, rapid growth rate then for me, because I took to you straight away. What does that say?
Likewise.
The same breed of mole.
Maybe.
What was I going to say then? About misanthropy. I was actually ready to shut myself down and do the misanthropy thing. Is what I was ready to do. The last live I did, nobody showed up, and so I haven't gone live.
I wasn't aware that you did a live.
No, me neither. I never got a notification or nothing.
So I thought, you know what? Fuck YouTube. I got to work anyway. I've been so busy with work and kind of neglecting YouTube. It's kind of why I guess the viewers have dropped off, because I haven't been like here that much. So
how many is in the chat now?
5.
Okay, well that's you know,
better than none. So thank you, guys. And thank you guys, you lot, for joining me on the screen as well. Adam came to keep me company in case nobody.
Well, that's what I just thought we were going to be chatting with you, you know, me and you. So while I made my breakfast.
You're a welcome special guest, Adam.
Well, I feel welcome. Everyone's very friendly, and you know, really nicely, very polite and everything. I do play some online games, and people are not as friendly and not as polite. So it's very, very, very nice change.
Do you get abused by like 14-year-olds that are just like absolutely owning you in Call of Duty and stuff?
There are those. There's that, and people take. Well, the games I play are World of Warships and World of Tanks, which is like for people a bit older.
That's like the strategic stuff, isn't it? Like where you take over countries and. Yeah.
No, it's not like that. It's more like you've got your own ship or your own tank, and you go around a field, and everybody's trying to shoot at you and stuff. So, but they take it very seriously. It's not a game to them. They don't just enjoy themselves. They, get very upset.
I feel like I'd be that person.
Yeah, no, it can bring, you're playing a team game with people that, you know, it's like, you know, what do they call it? You know, the headless chicken sort of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like when I was herding cats. It's more like herding cats, you know. So, and people get very upset when you don't, you know. And you got to remember, some people pay a lot of money to play these games. So they pay a subscription, so it's like probably $150 a year. And then if you want to buy a ship or a tank, a decent one, you're probably looking at $80. And then, and then they spend, years and years trying to get the top things in these games, all the special stuff.
They've invested their entire lives in it.
Just, I didn't get that.
Sorry, Jen, you go for it, honey.
No, it's okay. You go for it. I was just talking about monetization of games and people probably just making a packet. It wasn't really something to go any further. It was just a comment.
Oh yeah, well it's a Russian-based game too, so you're getting a lot of those.
Oh.
and I play on the American server, and yes, they.
Oh, you don't want to be funding Russia. Fuck that.
Well, yeah, there you go.
I am not getting involved in this conversation at all.
There you go,
No.
That topic.
I don't pay any money for anything anymore. I used to many years ago, but not now.
I'd rather just put up with the ads for stuff like that.
It's the game that Adam showed me that he was playing. Like when I go up there, he shows me all the little things that he's done, that he's playing, and it's really good graphics on the games nowadays. Like, because I haven't looked at a game since my kids left home. So I think the last game I ever played was like Tomb Raider.
Oh my god, the old Tomb Raider games were crazy. When you used to do like the practice run, it was like a gauntlet sort of thing, and then that weird butler just like followed you around.
It was a good game, but I don't play games anymore. Not if I could help it. But you know what it's like when you got kids are like, you don't particularly want to play the game, but they're like stuck. Oh, I can't get through it. So I end up playing the whole freaking game anyway. So
I think the last game I played was Mario Kart. And
I still have Double Dutch on my GameCube, and I used to have an assistant in my last job she was about 21, and she came in one day and she's like, oh, my friend had this vintage games console, right? And we were playing these games, must be worth a lot of money, blah 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 blah. And I was like, well, all right, what was it called? Thinking she was maybe going to be like, it was like a SNES or like an Atari or something. And she's like, a GameCube.
Atari, yeah.
And I was like, that came out in 2001. I still have mine.
Wow, that's amazing.
Vintage.
That's old. That's like the 80s sort of era.
What, GameCube?
What do you?
No, Atari. Atari.
Oh, right. No, yeah,
Atari.
That's what I thought she was
Vintage.
going to mean by like vintage. But when she said GameCube, I just about spit out my tea. I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? That was 2001.
And how is 80s vintage? Oh my God. That was only yesterday.
For me, I'm 35. I was born in 1986. I'll be 36 this year. So anything before when I was born, I would consider vintage probably. But
so you
Grace
considered me vintage.
She wasn't. She was. She was. And I guess in terms of like computer games and stuff like that, I mean, there really is. I mean, when I first had a games console, it was one of those like Commodore keyboards with the like cassette player in it.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
So like that would be vintage to me probably, because it's what I had when I was like a kid. But.
Yeah.
Well, I think vintage means anything over 20 years old, isn't it? Is that right, Adam, or is that just furniture?
Oh, the cars. Isn't it cars? It's got to be over 25.
Mm-hmm.
This is, it just depends on. Yeah. Just
and
depends.
Then furniture and that sort of stuff. It's 20.
Yeah, there's different classifications, isn't there? It goes classic.
Okay, so
vintage.
It says here, most antique dealers consider an item to be vintage if it is at least 40 years old.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm fucking vintage. Cool.
I was going to say that to Jen. Technically, your vintage.
Yes.
I will be vintage in about 4 years.
Fuck
Like
you.
a good wine, right? Oh, sorry for the bleepy noises, but that's actually Mrs. Adam.
Yeah, I'm sending you a picture of the Brisbane floods. It's on Wikipedia.
Oh,
yeah, in 18.
It's Mr. Adam.
Yeah, it's me. This Adam. Yeah, and it's that's in
I'll put it on the screen.
1893 in the main street. I don't know if it'll come up very well, but
I'll put it on the screen. Hang on a second.
Yeah, because Brisbane is built around a big snaking river, and it's got on a floodplain, so it's always flooded. And this is just so I think the mainstream media, they do. Yes, it's good to see the pictures and the images, but their narrative is so alarmist. Yes, yes, there's tragedy, and yes, it's really bad. I agree, but if you listen to it all like it's all you can see on TV last week, I think it just beats it into your brain. You know what I mean? We put it in perspective. Yes, it's happened before. Yes, this is before we had good roads and all the plumbing and all the mud armies and everything. And, there's history of flooding. So, yeah, it's more. I think I think the town planning, the people that do all that kind of thing, the developers, there need to be better rules in place. West End, all the new developments the basements have flooded in these fancy high-rise things that they've built in the floodplain. As soon as the water goes into the basement, the people are trapped. The power's out. The lift doesn't work. They can't pump the water out. Because what do? They put the pump and it's connected to the power in the basement because they've said the basement wasn't going to flood. So yeah, that's my 2 cents worth anyway.
That would be really, really hard if you were, disabled or something, and then it's like, you can't unless somebody medivacs you out the stairs, like you're stuck.
There's a lot of disabled people that've been caught on level 5s, 7s, just trapped in their building.
The elderly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
That sweet one. Who doesn't love a 6-inch floppy?
Yeah. Dumpling. Remember that rhyme?
It's like, hey, sweet one, dumpling. You want to back up onto my 6-inch floppy? No thanks.
See, that's what you get, Aussie.
Nothing. I'm not saying
that's
anything.
What you get, Aussie, for getting us up here.
Yeah.
We bring the tone down.
This is a rhyme. This is a rhyme by computer geeks. Okay, it goes diddle diddle dumpling. My son John went to bed with his wang turned on, one floppy off and one hard on. Diddle diddle dumpling. My son John.
That's very good. That's a bit like AK's little man from Nantucket rhyme.
Oh no!
What's that one?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you, but it was just stuff that rhymes with Nantucket and things.
Bucket.
Oh,
bucket.
And bucket.
Yeah.
Got it.
Shuck it. Yes.
So I'm sure Adam knows some old rhymes from way back as well.
Not good with the rhymes
because he's also a computer geek. Just so you know.
I'm not that technical, but I do have a computer. Although my parents, they worked at universities their whole life, so I grew up in Townsville for the first years of my life, and they had the first computer in Townsville at the university
Whoa.
was one of those ones, you see on like an old movie.
Oh, like
and
the old BBC computers, and they're
Yeah.
absolutely massive.
Massive.
Yeah.
It was this whole giant room, right, with those magnetic tapes rolling back and forth. Okay, and I must have been below 9 years old. And I have waiting for Dad, and he put me in front of this roll of computer screens and things, and they had set up horse racing on the like little green horses, like that green screen with
Yeah.
dots. It wasn't, and that's Dad let me sit there playing that.
That was
betting
like
on
probably
horses.
the height of technology then, or you could occasionally get the sort of with the green screen as well, where it would just be like writing in some really basic pictures, and it would be like choose your own adventure, and you would just press yes or no or like whatever.
Yeah, it was probably before that. It would have been before that. And I just used to think to myself, all this stuff, and this is the first thing they probably put on the computer.
That's quite a claim to fame to have the first computer in Townsville.
Oh, well, that I knew, that I saw. That's the first computer I saw. I mean, my mum can remember learning how to use those punch cards.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Ro has just given us another rhyme, by the way. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Jack pulled out his whopper. Jill said, "Let's go home and do it proper."
Oh,
beautiful.
Lucky Jack, eh?
I wasn't going to say it, but Jen did it. I was trying to keep it clean.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I mean,
my
I didn't
goodness.
even say any dirty words.
Why?
My lexicon tends to skew towards the more vulgar, so I'm reining it in for you, Aussie.
Why do you have me on here then?
Bye,
Dear
Kathy.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Kath. Love you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming by, Kathy. Thanks for dropping in, and thanks for praying for us.
Later, skater Kathy 117.
Have a good day. Kathy's from Australia, so you guys all know. We don't have too many Americans in here at the moment. Sweet one's, I think, American, and the rest of New Zealand and Australia. So there you go. Is it late in America?
I guess it depends on where you are. Like, if you're in California, it's probably late, I think. Or is it early? I don't know.
It's 7:04 p.m. in New York. So
4:04 p.m. in California.
Yeah.
So it's not that late, really.
No.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Oh, Sweet one's in Canada.
Oh, yeah, Canada.
Wow, that's a bloody picture and a half. Let me show you this picture, guys. Open in a new tab. Oh, you bitch. Don't you hate how you get this like big, massive picture on the screen, and then when you go and look at it, it's this tiny little picture?
Yeah, that's what I thought would happen with this.
Take care, Aussie life. Stay safe, hon.
Bye.
How do you make them big?
Blow it up, Dill.
Google now.
Don't ask me.
Talk about the floppy drive now.
Don't ask me those sorts of questions.
I don't think you can make the. I don't think you, unless there's enough pixels there, you can't.
It says it's 1280. It's 1280 by 720, but when I click on it, it's doing the the Google, so you can't steal them. It reduces them again.
Yeah,
I should know how to do this.
If you go into,
but I'm on the Mac, so.
Oh, you're on a Mac. Oh, no.
Yeah, can't help you.
You're on your own now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'll just share the screen anyway and see if you can see it, because it's actually showing the Richmond River from aerial view, which is just nuts, man. I think it's that tab there.
Sweet One says Australia is
Look
looking
at
a
it
lot like Venice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less romantic though.
Yeah.
Yeah, more brown.
There's way more mullets.
Mm.
So this a couple of days ago. This is
Where's that?
just around here, this area somewhere.
Ah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not the New South Wales, but I'll click on it and I'll see if I can get it bigger. I didn't think of that. Wouldn't you know? It's behind a freaking paywall.
Oh.
Is it Ballina or
Is it
Classic.
from is it from the Guardian?
No, I'm pretty sure that's the Richmond River, like Broadwater. Or looking at the sheds there. I can't think of the name of the place now.
Oh, I didn't see you come in, Alley Cattails. Hello.
So that's Somerset, which is out west a bit further. But yeah, there's some crazy photos of the place.
Yeah, it's like you're
Going
looking at the
under.
pictures of all the flooding and it's like, I can't see my house from here.
Is there any of
Yeah,
Murwillumbah?
well, Murwillumbah. What? Or Murwillumbah. I forget how to spell it. Yeah, that one.
MUR
Well,
WILLUMBAH.
Well done.
Is it Wollumba?
Murwillumbah.
Murwillumbah.
My goodness.
And we just say Murbar
You
because
do.
it's a mouthful.
There's a lot of places
These
in
are
Aussie
all-
that start with like Wang or have Wang in it and all those kind of things. I remember when I
Yeah.
was at Beechworth and I was like going to all these different places round about it, and it's just some of the names were really cracking me up. I was being so childish. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, there's penises, dicks as far as the eye could
Yes.
see.
Welcome to my
I
life,
guess
Jen.
2020 in there because we're going to get all the floods ever in Murwillumbah. There you go. Look at that one.
Oh,
So yeah, they cop.
Holy
is
shit.
that the hotel by
Jeez.
the river?
I don't know my way around Murwillumbah. I have no idea.
I know my pubs.
Yeah, you probably do.
Oh dear.
This is 4K. This might be actually aerial stuff of the area. Let me see. I'll hit the mute. Oh, yeah, that looks all right. I'll share it. Hit the pause button. Give me a sec. Switch that one off. Switch this one on.
Sounds
You
like
see
you got your
it?
control panel for Chernobyl up in there. All these buttons and switches.
It's a Mac, man. I'm like, I just don't know how to drive a Mac. Like, I'm a Windows person. Always been a geek. Know how to program, but always Windows. So this has been really frustrating for me. Like, hardcore.
You're doing fine.
God, all
This
those
is
root
drone
beds of
footage.
those trees
Oh.
are going to start rotting if they
Holy
don't, if the water
fuck.
level doesn't recede soon.
That's the Tweed Valley.
Hence why Adam and Fiona were very lucky to get through to me.
Well, we had to,
because that's between us.
You just need to start like getting some hovercraft or something, you know, like some kind of like defender that can go underwater, but also like can inflate to like power you across.
As we drove down to you, Tina, they had those big flashing signs, you know, the road sign, the temporary ones up. They flashed up. They said, you know, the road is closed at Ballina, and there's no fuel. So it was like and that's on the main highway. We're talking like a 4-lane highway. There's like saying
talking about the main drag through to Sydney yet.
Yeah, and it's like,
Wow.
no, you're not. So if you live below there, you'd still be hungry and
Yeah.
and hanging out for a durry.
A durry, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I reckon
Yes. Wow.
that Ulmarra definitely would have gone under. I don't know if all of you guys know Ulmarra.
I've been through Ulmarra. I've been to a party at Ulmarra.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty hectic. That's up the road
Wow.
from us.
Are these normally high-risk areas, or is this like unprecedented, like never seen before crazy floods?
Never seen before. I mean, we've had floods and they've been pretty bad, but not like this.
Yeah,
Hey, Alley Cat Tails. Go on. Sorry, interrupted you
right.
again.
You're right. They call it the Northern Rivers, so they've got big rivers running all through there. So you will get, and it rains a lot down there. Like it has rained a lot before this flooding, and I think this happened, and then also I think they've got king tides as well at this time. So all these things have combined, I think, to cause this just to be a bit more extreme than.
And there's been a few
before.
cyclones recently in this sort of part of the world as well that have been sort of abnormally strong.
And we've actually had a few tornadoes out west. It's really bizarre.
We
had
get
one
New
rip through
Zealand
here.
occasionally, but not like crazy ones. Just like off the coast, kind of like little ones usually.
We had one rip through here. It took out the maple tree next to the clothesline. It took out a lot of trees, actually.
Tornado?
There's a lot of trees down here.
Fucking hell.
Just a little tiny one. I don't think they're called that down here. I think they're just called whirly gigs. I don't know what.
Whirly gigs?
Whirly gigs what you dry your clothes on.
Whirlies.
Yeah, whirly.
Whirly wind? I don't know what they're fucking called, but it was a big sucker. Like it was it ripped through here and it tore up a strip about probably 1 kilometre wide, and it just ripped through this whole valley and it took out like the maple trees, like 100 years old. So it's a big tree. It's not a little tree. Yeah, it's actually laying on its side in the paddock right now. But there was a lot of the natives were fine. It was actually all the non-natives that just got torn out by the roots.
That's a damn shame.
So I guess though, like if historically it's your land, you've learned to live on it and with it and work with it and with the weather and everything over the years, you've developed sort of coping mechanisms and strategies. Whereas like if you're just like me, some rando Scottish person that's like moved to the middle of some random part of a different country, you're going to be like, what the fuck do I do? Like when Kaikoura quakes happened here, I was so panicked. Didn't know what to do. I'd never experienced an earthquake and it was like 7.6 or something?
Yeah.
Wow. I've never experienced an earthquake. That's one thing. That and a volcano, things that I've never experienced. Were you there when the volcano went off, Jen?
White Island, yeah, but that's like way more further north. But it was such a shame because all the hospitals and stuff like that are just not built to withstand like a mass amount of people like that needing like skin transplants or whatever they're called, like skin grafts. So they had to like import all this like synthetic skin. The hospitals were just like overrun. Oh god, yeah, terrible. And then it was the same when like Christchurch massacre happened. The hospitals were just not prepared, really, I don't think, on the scale that we should be, given how many disasters, like natural disasters, we can face as a country, but also like man-made things like that terrorist or whoever else like going about doing crazy stuff. Like today, like in Wellington recently, we were overrun with mobs of people throwing human feces at police officers and trying to storm Parliament with their tinfoil hats, actually wearing tinfoil hats, claiming that the government was trying to poison them with EMS or something. Like crazy shit was going on, and there was a complete occupation for about 20 days, and about just a huge portion of central Wellington was just closed down with police and barricades and everything. It was just dreadful.
Yeah, well,
wow.
Like, I'm out as soon as somebody flings shit. That's
yeah.
I don't do fecal matter.
No, well, they're all anti-vaxxers and anti-mandate, so they're basically just spreading their COVID about. It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I can switch to Lismore now. I think we've got a few different choices for drone footage on the different areas. Hang on, where is it?
Sweet one. It was embarrassing as fuck. Are you talking about the
shit
occupation? Yeah, because it was embarrassing, especially as a country is sort of liberal and you know, pretty good as New Zealand. Like, I feel really safe here, but that was just off the hook crazy.
I did love the guy in the sheep costume.
Oh yeah, who also shit himself.
Oh man!
Like, yeah, it was like, you know, in America they had the QAnon shaman, but it was like the New Zealand version was just this like white boy with like dreadlocks in a sheep costume, like a sheep onesie from warehouse. He got tased, he fell down, and he shit he shit his pants.
You just can't make it up, can you?
No, you can't.
Wow, his mother must be proud.
Oh, Jesus.
So is this Lismore now?
This is Lismore, yeah. This is Lismore now. There was some pretty funny stuff going on through the American elections there, wasn't there? Like that dude with his horns and he like
that was the QAnon shaman, yeah.
Yeah,
the QAnon shaman.
And then he got put in prison, right? Because obviously, what a fucking stupid dumbass. And then anyway, what happened was his mother then phoned up the prison, and she was like, "It's inhumane. He's a vegan. He needs organic vegan food. You're oppressing him. You're oppressing his rights to an organic vegan diet." It's like, oh my Jesus Christ.
Seriously. Like, wow. But I mean, yeah, there was some stuff that, you know, America was probably like a little bit embarrassed about going on over there as well. Like that.
Yeah. Okay, so it sort of seems at this point that I have to say goodbye to the Tattersalls.
To the what?
Yeah, I don't think the Tattersalls there anymore.
Oh,
the pub.
It's one of the ye olde pubs. It's, you know, one of the landmarks of Lismore.
Oh, yeah.
It smells of like stale piss and stale beer and cigarettes and I don't know, alcoholics going to die. So obviously it's like one of my favorite places.
Sounds like home, a pub where dreams go to die.
Pretty much. If I ever had any dreams, that's where I'd want them to die.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe that flooding. That is just absolutely insane. And I mean, just the disruption that this is going to cause for, like, not just infrastructure, but, you know, parents are already struggling to homeschool their kids in a pandemic and all this kind of shit. Like, where are these people going to go? Are they setting up like emergency, is like civil defense like setting up like emergency housing or places that they can go to stay?
I think it's kind of hard because the whole area, like there's kilometers and kilometers, hundreds of kilometers worth of flooding. It's not just like a couple of areas. It's all the way down from
I know, but like, what are civil defense doing about it? They have to do something. They can't just like be like, oh, we'll just wait for it to dry up. By which point,
No, the army's doing rescues right now. So.
Okay.
I don't know which areas they're in right now, but the army is definitely doing. They flew into. Hang on, I've got it over here. It tells me where they're. Oh, I closed the page. God damn it! I had it open too.
But
yeah, they were in. They were in. Where did the storms hit yesterday? I think they were like Ipswich area, and then they came to Lismore. So, like, because Lismore's just dried out. Like, you can actually, walk on the roads and that now. So it's only just dried out. So I think they came
talk about
today.
Privilege, being able to walk on an actual road. Fucking hell.
I know, but look at it.
I know, it's crazy though.
What you're looking at.
Is that the main drag?
The second floor of buildings. Yeah. You're looking at the second floor of buildings. It's not the first floor of buildings. This is the second floor. All the first floors are under.
And it's going to be really hard as well for the water to sort of like sink away or dissipate, because isn't the soil heavily like clay based in a lot of Australia? So it's going to just compact and harden.
Silt.
Is it silt?
It's just silt. That's like silt is about all this. Like that's the main street now.
That's the main street.
Yes. Kind of, it's part of the main street. There's that one and the river, which is, it hasn't gone towards the river yet, the riverfront. But it will go that way shortly. It's heading there, but not yet.
Has there been any like looting and stuff like that?
Yes. Yes.
I know there has been up in Brisbane.
Yeah, there's looting everywhere. Because some people really like to take advantage of these vulnerable times.
Now we're looking at the river, across the river. And so the riverfront to the left here is actually the sort of main drag.
Fuck.
Very serious question here, because I don't know. But in the rivers and stuff like that, because Australia and everything wants to kill you, are there like crocodiles and like sharks or like things that could then just be swimming down a main street of a town because it's like that now?
There's bull sharks.
Probably bull sharks. There's no crocs in this area, but there's probably, all sorts of like, there's a type of shark that, because they will stay like close to the inlets where the salt water is. Yeah. But there is, I think it might be the bull shark that Paddy just mentioned that will go to the fresh water, but they won't hang around. I know
there's bull sharks in the Brizzy River, because I've got a friend that lives there and he was talking about that.
Yeah,
they hang in canals and they'll be in there.
This is mostly fresh water here, so there's not a lot of like there's probably eels and things like that, but
there'll be snakes trying to get to dry land.
Oh yeah, no, like sea snakes. I'm not afraid of much, guys, but sea snakes absolutely freak me out. I think it's just how like they're just no.
Bye, Aroa. Thanks for coming.
See you, Aroa. Bye. Thanks for dropping by. So when we were talking before about, some sort of vehicle to get around in, I reckon an Argo. Do you remember the banana splits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that remember the banana splits? But they used to get around in an Argo. That
I do remember.
Vehicle.
I'm not sure.
I didn't know what it was called.
Some friends of mine up north got the sole distributorship in Australia for the Argos. And so you can get the 6-wheeler and the 8-wheeler, and they're amphibious. So you can drive on land. You can drive straight off the land into the water, basically. Now, we had the Men of Australia come out to a mining town for a fundraising event. So it was the strippers, Men of Australia, if you know who they are. But anyway,
no,
they
but I
come
assume they're
out.
just like Chippendales, are they?
Like
No,
man,
not familiar.
Like
Yeah.
Chippendales. Well, some of them are Chippendales. Some of them do both. But anyway,
I know that there's also the penis puppetry guys that are Australian.
Yeah,
and
they're
they
fucking cool. I love them.
Yeah, they just do like they turn their dicks into like a wristwatch and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird shit. So
anyway,
the Men of
talking
Australia
about manpower.
Yes, that's that. Some of them, half of them are from Manpower, and the other half from Chippendales. Like,
oh my god,
that's their. It's another sort of thing that they do called Men of Australia. But anyway, they came out for this. They came out to Moranbah. I don't know if you're familiar with Moranbah. It's just like this one-horse town in the middle of nowhere, mining town. And the guys in Moranbah all cracked up about it. They were like, "We don't want them here, bloody rah rah rah." So the pub said no. The pub said no to them having accommodation there. So the lady who organised it all for the fundraiser, she was like, "All right, they're all coming to my house then." And so all the neighbours like was throwing mattresses at her, and so they all stayed at her house. Well, I didn't know any of this. She's rung me up and said, "Are you coming out? We've got your tickets." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Where am I staying?" So I've got room for you. I've got room for everyone. So we stayed at her house with the guys, and they're the ones that have the sole distributorship for the Argos that I was just talking about.
Ah, yeah.
So the Men of Australia got in Argo and like ripped around the paddock and did all this stupid shit and tipped it upside down, and we got like massive.
Were they naked
footage
though?
of them doing, well, they were half naked. They had the pants on at least. But we got all this footage of them ripping around, pretending like they were banana splits. So the story was related to both of those things, just so you know. But we weren't allowed to like show the footage to anyone because they got like copyright on their bodies.
Are you kidding me? That's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, their bodies would be insured and all the things. Like,
oh my God.
It's a multi-million-dollar shtick that they've got going.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a bit of fun. We had a very fun weekend.
Oh, do tell.
Well, one of them kept like he kept like, I don't know if I want to say it on YouTube. He kept like long out in front of the girls all the time. Like, we got heaps of footage of that, and they were like, no, you can't show that to anyone. Delete.
And you're like, of course, yeah. I'm deleting. Winky face. It's saved to the cloud. Saved for later.
Wink, wink. Oh, yes, I am deleting. I'm deleting it because it was me walking around with the camera. Like, everyone else was like, doing stuff, getting food ready, and doing all the stuff, doing all the things. So I was kind of walking around with the camera. So every time I turned a corner, there'd be like a schlong or something. It's like, you're going to get me into trouble, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was all a bit of fun. But we raised the most money in North Queensland for that particular benefit.
Oh, that's amazing.
Very cool.
And I'm really glad I never saw any headlines like Aussie Insider gets sued by Chippendales.
Yeah, right.
No, that just goes into the spank bank.
I don't have the footage. It was all on her camera, so
oh damn it!
I was walking around with her camera, so I never had the footage. If anyone was going to get sued, it was going to be her. But no, they actually took the camera off her. The manager took the camera off her and deleted it. So
wow.
Sounds a bit sort of like North Korea. Like.
Yeah, was no point in us taking any of the footage, obviously. So, but was I going to say about that? Oh, I can't tell you half the stuff that went on, Ken, like, because it's not, it'll get banned off YouTube.
Oh, I bet.
But there was some stuff. Like, they're freaking crazy. But I'll tell you what happened. After the show was over, you know, all the girls went home and the boys were all like, all the miners were like just cranky as hell about the whole fucking thing.
Their masculinity, their frail masculinity was like, you know, triggered.
It was. They were all triggered. So they went. The Men of Australia went to the pub afterwards, and we'd been saying to them, "No, you probably shouldn't go down to the pub." And they're all like, martial artists and stuff. They're like, yeah, we can handle ourselves. It'll be fine. Plus, they're bodybuilders and whatever. So we were like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't go down there. But anyway, they went down there. And, you know, the boys have been at the pub all night drinking. So they were all like raring to go. So fists were out and shit went on. It was crazy.
As long as it didn't go the direction of like, you know, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, when they go to that mining town and they're just like run out of town by these hoodlums.
Well, they tried to do that, but these guys held their own. So it was heading in that direction. Like they thought they were going to do that, but they shaped up. And then, like I said, these guys all know martial arts, and they only had to drop 2 of them. It was all over. You know that theory? You pick the biggest, ugliest one in the room, and you drop them. No one else will bloody. So, but there was a lot of stuff that went on over that weekend. The whole point of the story was the banana splits. It was the Men of Australia doing the banana splits.
In their all-terrain vehicle.
I appreciate you bringing it back around to the original topic.
Do you know what they should have done, though? They should have collaborated
I'm
in
really
a marketing
interested.
exercise where they created... they should have collaborated in a marketing exercise where they created a sort of Men of Australia on all-terrain vehicle calendar, and it's just them in a field or in the river on that, whatever the vehicle's called, I forgot.
It would have made a good calendar and ongoing like fundraising for the event.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have made a good calendar. When they were deleting the pictures, they felt really bad because they were like robbing us. So they gave us like posters, and they signed the posters. And the two that kept dropping their schlongs out actually marked on the poster how big their schlongs were.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say they marked the poster with their schlongs, and I was like, gross.
Can we go back to 6-inch floppies?
Just a little dotted line showing how long their schlong was. That's how they signed it.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
They just dipped their tip in the inkwell and off they went.
Pretty much. But anyway, those little Argos. So the people that were selling, they lived out at Moranbah, and they were parking the Argos at my place for the sale side of things. So I actually had one in my backyard for a while, and I used to rip around in the cane paddocks, take people for test driving them. They're actually pretty cool.
When I was at your place, I wondered what that poster was on the wall and what those marks were all about.
Adam's like, what's that smell? Oh, it's this poster.
Yeah. Above your bed. And I thought, that's a weird place to have a poster.
Of a dude's schlong.
Yeah, so 6-inch floppies.
Flood relief.
Yes.
Flood relief.
Please.
Yeah.
You're about to get really wet.
You're full of ideas there.
Oh, Jesus.
You can turn anything into innuendo these days. Our minds are so broken.
My best friend, he used to be the bouncer at the Edamogga pub at the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He was 6'7" or 8", and he used to take to work a Rottweiler with him. It was where all the bikers would go, you know, like bikies and stuff. And I said, you know, what do you do if stuff gets out of control? He said, well, firstly, they are terrified of the dog, but he said, if someone shapes up to him, he said he'd stand there and he'd let them punch him as hard as they could. And no matter how much it hurt, he would just stand there as if it didn't do anything. And then he said he only lost his cool one day. And now it's a 2-story pub. And this guy kept playing up and was being really bad. So he just went over to him, put his arms around him because this guy pissed him off, and he dropped him off the 2nd story. And after that, everyone was very well behaved.
I bet. 2nd story.
Yeah.
Was the guy injured?
Yes. I think he broke his legs. Like,
oh shit.
We're talking about one of the roughest places. The handles on this pub, the handles on the pubs were penises. That gives you some idea of the clientele.
Yeah.
You know
we had toilets in Aberdeen's pubs, like in this dive bar I used to love going to called the Moorings. It's called Krakatoa now, but in the toilets, because it was down near the harbour, they had blue lights so people couldn't like inject themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got that in Australia as well.
Yeah,
it's yummy.
We also had it in our Morrison's supermarket on King Street. They had blue lights. It's like, who the fuck was in a supermarket to jack up on heroin?
This is the Edamega pub for people who are not familiar with it.
Oh, so that was the balcony the guy got dropped off of.
Yeah, I think that. See on the left. He said it was at the top of the stairs. So if that's it, it. Is that it? Is it? It looks really small.
That's
there.
it.
Okay.
It doesn't look small to me.
You sure that's in Sunshine Coast?
The Edamega pub.
Well, look at the height of the person in front of it, and then imagine people standing on top of each other. How many people it would take to get to that? You know, that's like.
I thought it was off the ground a bit.
It's probably at least like 20 foot or so.
It's not there anymore. They did it up like for a family PC type thing. Changed the whole thing.
I think that's what this might be, actually, is the new...
No, it's not called the Edamega pub anymore.
This is 6 years ago, so...
Yeah. I'll find out what it is. It's a family park now.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember it sort of being a little bit more leany and stuff. And
is it wonky as a building? Because it looks wonky.
It's out of a cartoon.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the cartoon for you, because...
Yeah, see, that looks too flash.
So, you know, Jen,
it had wooden doors.
You know, Foot Trot Flats cartoon.
What are you saying,
sorry? Remember the Foot Trot Flats? Do you remember the Foot Trot Flats cartoon from New Zealand?
No, because I didn't grow up here, so no.
And Dave Dobbin sang the soundtrack, "Slice of Heaven," for the movie.
Doesn't ring any bells for me, I'm afraid.
Oh.
I grew up on like mostly just like British stuff, maybe a bit of American stuff, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and that kind of stuff.
Bit of Neighbours.
Yeah, I did actually watch a bit of Neighbours. Yeah. It was on like twice a day. They'd play it at like 1 o'clock and then they'd play it again at like 4.
It's called Aussie World now.
Oh, fucking Aussie World.
Yeah. I'm just looking it up.
Well, they just completely screwed it, because I'm just trying to find a decent picture of it, so give me a sec.
Ali Cattail says, has anybody been to the Banana Bar in Amsterdam? I haven't, no.
I've not been to Amsterdam.
Okay, I got a picture. Let me put that on the screen. Oh, you can see it.
Yeah.
There it is there. That's the cartoon. Whoops. That's the Edamega pub, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the cartoon is. And what you were just looking at is like what they sort of, tried to do.
Just to like
turn
make
it into.
Yeah.
Make it palatable.
Yeah, but the new version, which you were just looking at, is the new version. This is the old version, because the old version actually does look more like the cartoon. So that's the cartoon, and then I'll switch over to this other tab.
It's totally different. It's called the Aussie Banana Bender Pub now. So you have a look at that. It's totally different.
What? Banana Bender?
Yeah,
Oh.
Banana Bender Pub.
And we go full
There you
circle
go.
back
They've
to the
screwed
banana
it.
bar in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And that's what it looked like for a long time right there. So that's probably when Adam was talking about his friend getting chucked off the top balcony.
Yeah, it would have been.
And what we were just looking at was the more modern one before they turned it into the banana bender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
I do
Thanks for
like the
joining
roof
us.
and the balcony and the sort of like the fascia of it. I do think it looks like quite a cool building.
Yeah, it was a cool sort of thing. And by turning it into something else, they ruin it, because this is like for Trot Flats. This is like it's the quintessential Australian cartoon. So yeah, they ruined it. The banana bar in Amsterdam. Alley Cattail, she learned a lot about anatomy today. I'm sorry. My apologies. But anyway, there you go, guys. So I think we're about ready to wrap up. Diane, you just got here a little bit too late.
You've missed all the shenanigans.
Yes.
Chippendales on Argos.
Flooding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently no pictures survived. Sure.
Penis puppetry.
Yeah.
Sure they didn't.
Landslides. Global devastation and murder hornets.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. To name but a few.
Floppy drives.
Oh,
Yeah.
6
Old
inches.
computers backing up on a 6-inch floppy disk drive.
Yeah.
Darn it, it does suck. But you can hit the replay again.
You can. And everybody,
Diane's
don't forget
in
to
America.
like it, right? Hit the smash button.
Like,
As they say.
subscribe,
Blow it
tell
up,
your
Dill.
friends. Smash the like button.
All I've got is a Restream Studio screen. I don't see anything like that.
No, you won't, because you're in the studio.
Oh, right.
Everyone else is on the YouTube.
Gotcha. Okay.
Keep up, Adam.
This is Adam's first ever appearance on a YouTube channel. So,
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
How was it?
Great. Excellent. No cameras, good too.
Yeah. Nobody taking pictures of your copyrighted body parts or.
That's yeah.
But can
exactly.
we have a poster though?
Jesus wept.
Sorry,
Yep.
I'm always bringing down the tone. You know how
In the
it is.
private
Hi,
chat,
Amanda.
in the private chat.
hi, Amanda. Thanks. Yes, I am safe. I figured you all want to know the drill. If you want to see all the flood pictures and videos and stuff, you'll have to hit the replay button.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a flyover with a drone over Lismore and over Murwillumbah. Is that what we did? Tweed and Murwillumbah. So just so you know, if you want to go back and have a look, lots of pictures, some old photos of Brisbane flooding in 1800s. No, when was it?
1883 or
When
something.
it was 1800s, 1883.
One of those vintage
So
years.
Lismore,
A vintage
Lismore
year
apparently.
a vintage year is anything over 40 years. So yeah, hella vintage.
hella vintage.
That's an official classification there for those viewers at home.
Ali, blow up that banana bar, Dill.
Yeah.
And then he did.
And then he did.
It'll be totally over Adam's head, but it's about a joke about another YouTuber. So
all good. Nice to meet everyone. I'm going to head off, and congratulations on a lovely little get together.
Yeah, enjoy your brekkie.
Lovely
Thanks,
to meet you, Adam.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure we'll see you again.
Yeah, sounds
Right.
good.
I'm going to jump off as well. Lovely to see you, and thanks for having me up, Aussie. And I'm glad you're safe and flatty as always. Glad you're surviving up there on that rock, and the portal has consumed neither of you, so you're good.
Love you, bitch.
All right, love yous. Bye.
Gotcha. Bye.
See you, Jen. See you, Adam.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh! Thank you. Thanks for rocking up, everyone, and making it a live stream.
Yay! I'm pleased you're back. We need to do more of it.
Well, I will now. Like I said, I get my teeth on Friday, so I will be. I do plan on doing a little bit more. I'm in sort of like the peak of what this project that I'm working on for work.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a little bit of downtime, after things quieten down with that, but the peak has just sort of started. So
yeah.
It's been very quiet. Just trying to get something happening and uploaded onto GitHub for the bosses to look at.
Yeah.
They all just like decided at once 2 days ago that they wanted to look at everything. I was like, holy crap, you can't because I've got no power.
Yeah.
So, but now that I've got the power back on, I've been able to commit, and they're all over there looking now. So it's about to like go through the peak moment, and then as soon as that quietens down, I will do a couple of live streams and maybe talk about what's going on in the community because I've been missing everything.
Oh, there's so much going on.
There is. Hit me. What's going on?
Oh, well, dude. Candace has got her own channel.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, she does.
What's her channel called?
I just think it's Candace Bly. And yeah, she's sort of going gangbusters and has quite
gang.
Oh, dude. Yeah, she's doing she seems to be doing well. She's got more subs than fucking most people in the true crime community. So hopefully
I'm looking. She's got more than me.
She's got what?
She's been on here for a couple of days and she's got more than me.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, there's just been so much shit going on out there. I don't even know if I have like the patience nor the temperament to go into it all. Usually somewhere in the thick of things is Benny. And there's been shit going on with Griff. Who else? Griff and Doug. Who's the other one? Ernie. Ernie was caught playing in traffic or something. I don't know. It was a really weird situation. And then people started sort of harassing him, and he kind of seemed a little bit mentally unstable. So I'm really not cool with people doing that to somebody who's seemingly unwell. Kimmy's made a comeback. Kimmy B, Kimmy.
No, I don't know who Kimmy is, but I'm sure it's exciting. What's her channel called?
Oh fuck, it's like Ishtar something or other. Or just put in like Kimmy Beak or Beak Kimmy.
Oh yeah, got arrested for what? for?
I'm not sure. This was around the time that he was playing on the fucking highway.
Timmy D, did you say?
Yeah.
That one, obviously.
So just type in like Ishtar, Ishtar, Kimmy.
Ishtar Kimmy. By E or Y?
Y.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently
Kimmy.
Ernie got arrested for, yeah, that'll be one of hers. That sort of
That one at the top there.
white room, or the dark room.
Griff investigates. Duty one. Ishtar's garden.
Yeah, holy shit.
Well, I don't even know who that is. Is it worth watching, or are we playing in traffic some substance? Wow. So I think
that's
technically
Ernie.
arrested for. Yeah, I'm just reading.
Oh, look,
Yeah, wow.
Kimmy's just like a she's the rabbit hole that you perhaps may not come out of, and if you do, you'll be quite inclined to think that the woman needs some help. Not bullying, not people attacking her, but some actual help.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Ernie's like a whole shit show. Benny's just gonna keep Bennying.
I don't know. I haven't been watching anything. Obviously, without power, I haven't been watching any YouTube. But also, since power came back on, we've just had cloud cover like constantly. So YouTube doesn't go.
Yeah.
So I haven't really keeping up with anything, and so I don't know what's going on. I haven't been watching. I don't even know if Skep's put anything out. Has he put anything out?
He did. We did a live, I think, last week.
Yeah, that was the day my power went off.
Yeah.
That was the day my power went off.
Yeah. And then that got sort of yanked because I asked him to play Otis Redding, but I was a bottle of wine in, deep, so that's what happens.
What's wrong with Otis Redding?
There's nothing, but it's copyright shit.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he's just got he's got some stuff that he's doing. He's busy being Skep. I think he's put a few things out on his community post.
Yeah, well, I'll do a bit of a catch up when we're done and see what people have been doing, what people have been up to.
Well, I think at this point you're fortunate to have had no electricity, because I don't know, the YouTube true crime is a cesspit, and anyone that's in it, they're gonna drown in all the shit.
I didn't know you had Aussie family alley cattail, but it's awesome that they came over to visit you. SoCal, Southern California.
Yeah.
There you go. But that would have been a nice holiday for you. Is there any a CI? What's a CI?
Confidential informant.
Oh, I don't know. Ernie's a tripper, man.
I wouldn't imagine so. Like, honestly, who would use him as an informant? Informing what?
Where'd you get confidential informant from, Ali? My cousin is the sister I always wanted. She married an Aussie and now has 2 cutest babies. Oh, how cute. So cute. I say before that you want their accent. Yes, it is. It's all right now. I've unplugged most of it. You're good on you, Amanda. And it's good to see you, Amanda, by the way. I need to actually get on Facebook and sort that stuff out on Facebook, which Amanda knows what I'm talking about. I'm sorry I haven't done it.
I don't.
I got sidetracked, and I'm actually in the bad books with Facebook apparently.
What have
so
you
I went
done?
on there. I haven't been on there for weeks, and I go on there because my son posted something. I went to look at it, and Facebook's got, you have been restricted from, you can't go live, you can't do this, you can't do that. I've got like 5 or 6 restrictions. Ooh. I haven't been on there for weeks. Ooh. I haven't posted anything, like actually posting on my wall, other than what happened to my car. I haven't posted anything else since like November last year. So
did they not give you an example of what you had done wrong?
Nope. Just you're restricted. You got restrictions here, restrictions there, restrictions that, and you can't even post something and people won't see it because that's restricted too. I'm like, far out. I must have been naughty in February when I wasn't online. I wasn't even there.
Did you get hacked?
Fuck me. No, I don't think I got hacked because, like, I looked through my my wall and I can't see what the hell we're bloody complaining about. Like that, there was this one of the last posts I did. Britney Spears did a topless picture on Instagram, and everyone was losing their shit over it. And so I went through this little research, like posting all these pictures of all of the stars doing their topless thing, because there's like 50 dollars that had gone out there and done topless stuff, and everyone's losing their shit over Britney doing it. I'm like, the woman is fucking old enough to look after herself. Leave her alone. She let the girls out. And look, here's bloody so-and-so, here's rah-rah doing it, here's someone else doing it. And so I must have done like 15 posts of different artists and actresses letting the girls out.
That'd be what it is, because we're not allowed to let the Tatars out.
The problem is that the Tatars were all covered in the pictures that I was sharing. The links I was sharing, the Tatars were covered, so they were like blurred out, and I was like, well, if they're going to be having a go at me, that's probably what it was. But in November last year, in like August, probably from August, I had a little posting binge about the bloody Nord Stream pipeline, because Germany wants to get their gas from wherever the fuck they want to. Why can't they?
Yeah.
So I was having a whinge about why can't Germany just get their gas where they want to? Why do they have to bow down to everybody else? But I was wondering if maybe that had something to do with it. Another one of those taboo subjects. They talk about that shit. Can't have an opinion.
Well, yeah, Facebook is. I left Facebook a couple of years back because I was always in Facebook jail. Because, I don't know, you know me, I'd just post whatever and I wouldn't give a fuck. But apparently Facebook does. So I just went, right, I'm so sick of being censored. I'm so sick of, me having to abide by these rules that some little twat in America kind of, put down for me. No. If I want to show something that's a little bit unpalatable, then I'll fucking show it. But whatevs. That's just the way of the world, apparently, these days.
Yep. Just get used to you can't have an opinion anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not allowed to. Shut that brain down and don't think. Just do what we tell you to do.
Yes. Yes. And
Amanda.
if you... Night, Amanda. Love you. If you, yeah, there's a dude, Ali Cat keeps talking about, there's a dude that has a channel called The Stand, and he does a lot of things about Ernie currently. Ernie's, Ernie just, I don't know, he keeps fucking up, and he just comes across as a mentally unhinged clown shoe. But I suppose he always was. Yeah. I don't know.
I hadn't watched much of Ernie. I just seen him, do some weird things and went, yeah, dude needs to get off drugs, and that was as far as I got into Ernie. Let me just look this up. The Stand.
Yes,
she said. Stephen King's Stand.
Not Stephen King's version.
Jealousy is a real toothless pain in the ass. Power struggle, custody fight over who gets URN. Boy, do we have some fun. Is that the one? Ernie, I think. Hang on. I shall share the screen.
Yeah,
helicopters are still.
Pretty much anything that
is still out. Can you hear it?
Your what?
Can you hear the helicopter in the background? No.
No. Are they coming for you?
It's by a guy he's like a father to Ernie and has been burned by him but wants to help him, telling stories so people are aware of his grift past, etc. How is that helping him? But I mean, I'm all for bloody exposing people who are grifters, but how is that helping him?
I don't know. Even I think Benny tried to kind of help him, in as far as Benny helps anybody. And yeah, obviously Ernie wasn't going to accept any help. He's just kind of made such a mess of himself. But you've got quite a bit to catch up on there, lady, if you can be asked.
Yeah, it sounds like it. If I can be asked. This is the thing I was thinking when I do get back online. Could I even be fucking bothered? Like, now I'm out. It's like, maybe I should just stay out.
I absolutely recommend that you do. There's just nothing good here. Nothing. It's just, I don't know, if it isn't about money, it's about, doing something stupid or whatever for clicks and views. And I don't know.
What's going on with Crude AF? When the power went out, when the power went out, it was like fucking what's her name? Dickhead.
Blowhorn
Betty was. Yeah. Blowhorn Betty was trying to sue him or something. And he was going to go quiet. So what's the go there?
Well, he's pretty much just kind of he's gone through the thing with BHB, and yeah, he's not doing what he used to do.
Yeah.
And now he's gone, I think, into the true crime community.
Did his wife pull the pin on him? Because he wasn't going to stop hassling her. Did his wife pull the pin on him?
Well, they were in a situation where they were getting harassed and threatened and all sorts of things. And I think that Crude kind of just made, like, they must have settled the situation, him and Blow-On. And for the the betterment and the safety of his family, he's just pulled the pin. So there's no more discussion about her. But it's like, how does this woman do it? How does she put the fear of fucking God into everyone? Like, she's just literally nothing.
Yeah. I saw that, Ali. I did actually catch Grandma Candace's interview. I don't like calling her Grandis. I think that's
Neither do I.
But
yeah.
But yes,
and given that she's asked people not to call her that,
right? And I did see news about the Trezelle and Jacqueline getting arrested, and I'm gobsmacked, and I'm waiting to see what actually comes out in the court case, what evidence there is, because I know the DA to me like she's listened to a lot of YouTubers.
Oh God, I hope not. That's the last thing that they should be doing. But in my own opinion, and I don't normally react to things like this. It's usually sort of, innocent until proven guilty. But
right, and they haven't had the courts yet, so I'm not prepared to say much else until I see what comes out.
Yeah. But I kind of wasn't completely surprised by their arrest. I'll put it that way.
No, nobody was. I tell you what surprised me though. Insightful One got hold of the arrest papers and sent them to me. And what struck me is that they're saying that they got the kids to do it.
Well, they
got their kids to do
the
it.
Kids or a child of theirs helped in the crime.
Participated.
Yeah.
It's because it's second degree murder.
Mm-hmm.
So there are certain elements they said we're missing now. If the parents did it, it would have been first degree murder.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's second degree murder, they're saying that the parents actually didn't do the actual murder part.
Well,
well, that's my interpretation of the legal paperwork, but I could be wrong because they're trying to be subtle and not get into it too much because they want it to go to trial before they get into it. So it might be just me misinterpreting, reading between the lines, but that's the impression that I was getting.
Well, I don't know the because I'm not American and I haven't really sort of delved that deeply into the differences between like first degree. I think first degree is like an actual intent, perhaps planning, whatnot. What differentiates between first degree and second degree?
Second degree, well, first degree, as you said, there's definitely intent. So what's the Latin term for intent, Ali? I forget the words for it. Anyway, there's the intent of the of killing, and then there's accidental killing, which I think in California,
is that manslaughter.
We'll see. I think in California that's second degree. It's not manslaughter, it's second degree. And manslaughter is another thing again, like if you have a car accident and someone gets killed.
Right.
So
yeah, as Ali's saying, every state is different, which is just mind-boggling and too arduous a task for me to investigate all sort of avenues.
Yep.
Like if they could I was
familiar with the California laws with manslaughter, but that's the only state that I'm familiar with. If it was any other state, I'd have been lost.
Yeah.
I am familiar with California, and Ali is just confirming that I'm on the right track. So
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't know if you know who Ali Cattails is, but
I've seen Ali Cat around.
Yeah, she's a American lady, and she's actually going to help us get some content happening on my channel shortly. But we kind of both had our hands full with some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had our hands full, so we kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit until we didn't have our hands full. But we will be. Watch a lawyer break it down like Judy on. Oh, do I have to watch Judy on?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Scott Reich. I watched Scott Reich, but Judy Ron's fucking annoying, man. Like, dude's. I had an argument with him, and I was trying to be respectful. I really was.
Is this Judy Ron?
But it was kind of, it was kind of this attitude like, I know guilt, and I was like, yeah, but you're not the judge, the jury, and the executioner. You're just a cop.
Yeah.
You know it from the cop's point of view.
Is he not an ex-cop as well?
He's ex-cop, yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lawyer breakdown the phone. Oh, I don't know. I don't really want to listen to him, Alex. But I'll go over and listen to Crime Talk because I like Scott Reich. He's pretty good.
Well, yeah.
I know he's a bit of a right, but I think he's a bit of a right wing, isn't he? Isn't Scott Reich a bit of he's very subtle about it. So I like right wingers that are subtle.
Well, I was quite what's the word? Surprised that Scott owns a strip club somewhere in wherever he lives.
Scott Reich does.
Yeah.
Nah, he does not.
Yeah, go fucking look it up.
Ellie's agreeing. She's saying yes, he does.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So you know, that kind of, yeah, I don't know what that made me think of him, but yeah, you know.
I wasn't saying yes, she's saying what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ali. What? I don't know. I think people might like to make up stories about YouTube.
No, I looked it up, bro.
Maybe Ali's like, which one? Maybe I work there.
Oh my god. But in any case, like whatever, that doesn't mean that he's not good at what he does.
Yeah. No, he's good at what he does. Like, and I think he's pretty balanced about, you know, what he says. And I like the fact that he's just published, you know, a couple of videos going, yeah, okay, I was wrong. I like that about him, that he will admit that he's wrong. You know, that it takes a big person to be able to stand up and go, yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
So,
hello,
Alexis. Thanks for joining us. Yes, there's bad flooding, or the bad flooding's over, but it could be reoccurring. So, sorry, Platty, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say that makes all the difference to me when a YouTuber admits that they perhaps got the information wrong and they're actually sincere. Yeah. Because a hell of a lot of them don't apologize and they double down, and I can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
So you get some.
What are you going to investigate? I'm about to investigate the shit. Are you talking about Scott Reich? Hey, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Alexis.
What are you going to investigate, Ali? If Scott Reich owns a strip joint? That's what she's talking.
And
about.
if I'm wrong, I'll sincerely apologize. But pretty sure I'm not wrong.
He's all right. He'll get over it. He doesn't get upset about much.
Well, he'll be just like, who the fuck is she? You know, I'm just some rando.
Yeah. Just before the power went out, he published a video, and I just laughed because, like, he usually doesn't respond to, stupid shit that's posted on his wall. Like, he just ignores it.
Yep.
But he actually posts a video going, "Oh my God, I can't believe people say this sort of shit." I laugh. I thought, yeah, good on you.
Yeah.
Because he normally that one address it. He's like, yeah, shit's getting crazy out there.
Oh yeah. It's almost like, I don't know. Yeah, as I said before, true crime has turned into a cesspool and we're all drowning in it. And it's like, I don't want speculation. I don't want rumors. I want facts. Give me facts, people.
Yeah, exactly.
And stop having dramas with other creators. God damn it.
I noticed a lot of people are jumping to conclusions with the arrest of Trezell and Jacqueline West as well. And as I said, I'm just holding off until I hear what goes down in the court case.
Of
Because
course.
if they're going to use all the evidence that, was plastered all over YouTube as evidence, then, I'm scratching my head going, like, did they just spend 10,000 man hours on fucking YouTube? What did they just fucking do for a year and a half or whatever long it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some crazy mofos out there.
Look, the very first stream I ever watched on the West case, right, was AV Watchman was looking at that video footage from, and one of his people said, "Oh, those kids never made it to Cal City." That's in the fucking arrest papers. So I'm just like, what? They'd want to have something to back that shit up with, because it was just one of the audience had said it, and he just repeated it like he read it out of the chat. I'm doing. And no, if they ran, I don't know. I just want to see. I want to wait and see what the court case is about and what evidence they've got. Surely they've got proper evidence. Surely they have.
Well, they've had, quite a long amount of time to investigate. So you'd think that they've got plenty on the adoptive parents. Yeah. People are only going from sort of what the neighbours said, and they didn't see the kids, and there was speculation that, the kids never left Bakersfield or whatever. But, can we all just wait till it goes to trial and see what happens until we jump to conclusions?
And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to delete that. I'm not addressing anything until I see what comes out in the court case. I'll start talking about the court case as it's happening and talking about the evidence that they have when that starts happening. That's all like a year away yet. Well, how long was Barry in jail for before bloody he even did his, prelims? So,
yes, exactly. And that's turning into like a complete shit show as well.
Stuff completely.
That
defense is going after everyone and dragging people from YouTube into their shit.
I know.
I'm like, what?
Yeah,
what is going on? Have you not got your own fucking case? Do you really need to drag people from YouTube into your case? Is your case really that fucking weak? Hey, Aroa, welcome back.
It kind of seems to be like, just on the surface, it seems, just, this is my point of view, it seems fairly weak. And if they're clutching at all these straws, that kind of shows that, yeah.
Right. And did I tell you I part the data? Did I tell you I dove into the
data? No.
I grabbed those spreadsheets of the affidavit, and I put it all into a Google spreadsheet, and I have dug through it and found, wow, like it seems like on the outset, it seems like they don't have much evidence against him. And I think that because the defense is like arguing the things that they're arguing at the moment, I think they realize they actually do have some pretty good evidence against him.
But they don't realize.
I looked into that data that they've got, and I just, some of the things that I would just sort of quickly brush off, like she was definitely murdered on the Saturday, and it was definitely around the 2 p.m. ish because of the activities that he was doing, like that the data shows. So we got his skid data. We've got hang on, I can probably pop it up on the screen just as a quick sort of run through, but I think the most damning part, I guess, is if I was going to pick one piece out of all of it, is that her phone pinged while he was driving to Broomfield. That was the last time her phone pinged, when he got on the road and left to go to Broomfield. Now, the time period that his car shows when he started the car to leave for Broomfield on the Sunday, her phone pinged 11 kilometres from Poncha Springs, and that was when he was out on the road heading to Broomfield after his car pinged that he had left the house. So basically what I'm saying is that the car puts the car in exactly the same spot that a phone pinged. So let me just see if I can pull up the data, because Ali will just be, she'll wet herself. I was going to say something else, but yeah, you know what I mean. Where's my Google spreadsheet? I'll show Ali what we got, because she's going to be like, oh my God, give me access. Or not. I don't know if she's a data person. I actually think she is. I think she does like to dive into this end of things. Don't you, Ali?
But the thing that troubles me is, and again, it comes into like state by state and county by county, and everyone does things extremely different. But why this one has had, like, it's so secret squirrel. You're not allowed, none of the reporters are now allowed to tweet anything out. They've kind of, have to sit in court and write notes and then come back onto YouTube or wherever and report on it then. But you're not allowed to live tweet it. I'm not actually sure that you're allowed to tweet at all about it. Why is this one not getting like the coverage that it really should be getting? What does this Morphew dude have that's so worth protecting?
I don't know what his bull is, but are you telling me I'm going to get in trouble for showing the telematics on?
No, not
YouTube?
not on YouTube. I think that there's some sort of what do you call it? What's the terminology? I can't remember the terminology, but the reporters are now not, like Lauren Scarf and whatnot, they're not allowed to actually tweet stuff out. So she had to come in yesterday and do a video and read her writings out on YouTube. There's just some weird shit going on that I don't really understand. Like, who does?
It does need transparency, Ali. Yeah, it's weird. Like, am I going to get in trouble for showing this? Have they pulled these records off the court website?
I do not know that.
Well, I guess we'll find out if I'm going to get into trouble for it. But Ellie, quickly have a look at this before I get into trouble. So this spreadsheet night. So I've got them set up on the 9th, the 8th, the 6th, the 5th, the 4th. And it was really hard to get the data too because it was photocopied or SKUIF. So it was really hard it was a mission getting the data off the spreadsheet. But this is the skid data. So the the little machine that he's got. Well, we call him a dingo here in Australia. Word for it, Platty, for a dingo.
Bobcat.
Thank you, Bobcat. That's the one. So this is the Bobcat data, and so what we see in the Bobcat data when it pings, it does positional locations, which is just like on a timer, but it also shows us when it starts up, when it's oiling, braking. We get a lot of different data from the skid, but this is the interesting thing down here. So this message here from the skid, I was like, what the heck is that about? Because it falls like out of all these spreadsheets, that message is nowhere. But this is where the data stops and it says other. So then I go and look at, the like the CCTV stills that are in the exhibits. I think it's E to Z or whatever. In the exhibits, and there's photographs of him at exactly that time standing on the trailer climbing into the skid. And so this is my assumption that he actually turned the GPS off at that stage. So, and it matches this exact time here on the spreadsheet. So the two things that I needed to do was for the spreadsheet was convert these longitude and latitude column into address fields. So I had to write a little script for that to work, to connect it to Google Maps and get the addresses out. So I've got the actual address rather than just the longitudes and the latitudes in the last column there. But I also had to convert time because everything was recorded in UTC time, which is basically, Greenwich Meridian 0.
Yeah.
So I had to convert it to mountain time, which is Barry's local time. So this column, the local time is Barry's local time. But I also have, another set of spreadsheets which are in Australian time, so I know what the hell's going on. But everybody else needs to see it in Barry's local time. Like everyone in America is on different time zones as well. So I figured Barry's local time zone seems to be the most sensible sort of, time breakdown. But anyway, a few formulas to get, the actual addresses. So this 19 Rex Court Salida is where he disabled the GPS. And so I was like, look at the time. It was 2:10. He disabled the GPS at 2:10. So I'm of two minds. He's either decided he's going to go home and murder her, and this is the planning stage, or he's already murdered her and he's having a panic, because this spreadsheet actually shows us that he left town, drove all the way home. That's what longitude and latitudes are showing us. Like, let me just go to the address column so you can see. See, he's left home. He's working in town. Like, he's working in Poncha Springs, working. And then he goes back home. He's in Puma Path. He's back home. And then all of a sudden, he's back in fucking this Rex Court place in fucking Salida again. So he did this trek all the way home and back into town inside of so where are we? He leaves at 11:45. He leaves Poncha Springs, and then he's like putting the skid trailer to go into town to disable the skid at 2:10. That's what that little story right from there to to there is telling us. So she was killed here between that 11:45 and the 1:29. That's my assumption. I might be wrong. That's just what I get from the data. And then there was other activities that like demonstrate he probably was planning this stuff. Like on the 8th, there was stuff doing on the 8th that was a bit odd. But I've also, now that I've got it all into this format, I can now I've uploaded it all to Google Maps, and I've got like a really good response to defense motion for sanctions. I knew you were onto it, girlfriend. That's the one thing I took away from the program, thinking that could be the reasonable doubt for jury. Response to defense motion for sanctions from Barry Morphy. It's on the 3rd of March. Yeah, okay. So I might be breaking rules here if I'm doing this.
Oh.
Is that what you're saying? Oops, quick, get that shit off the screen. Oops.
It never happened.
But I didn't
I don't know
do
what
it.
you're talking about.
Okay. Let me get the map up for you, because that's why I'm not showing the actual data. So, let me find the maps. Where's my maps? Gmail.
I don't know. Alley Cat saying no. I don't know what she's saying no to.
I was answering another question, re DNA. Oh, okay. I got you. No, put it back up. Hang on. I'll show you the map version, Ali, because it's kind of a bit more understandable. But I just got to find my maps. Where's my maps? Your timeline, your data in maps. No. What am I looking for? Your places. No. Now here we go. All right, let me get this up for you. Get this page up so you can see what I found and how I did it. So 10th of May. So this is the day he's like creating his alibi, and so all of the extra photos that they've got, the CCTV of him in up in Denver and all that sort of stuff. That's sort of like, here he is leaving home. The car pings. Like, I think I've got her phone. So Suzanne's phone ping, see right there. So
yeah.
Hang on, let me. Oh my God, what happened? I forget how to drive my screen. Give me one sec.
Oh, good.
Bloody Apple Max.
I mean, graphically, they're brilliant, but user-friendly, unless you've grown up with them, no.
Yeah, right. It's a real bastard getting used to all the ways things work, and you know what's pinch and zoom on this is totally different on a laptop, on a Mac. So out here we see, this is their house down here. Can you see my mouse moving?
Yep.
You see the pointer? Right. So this is their house, and this is where a phone pinged the day that he was leaving. So, he was on the move with her phone, basically, because she was gone by then. This is the 10th. So, but hang on. The day that he murdered her, which is this map. So I've got the bobcat, the parking lights, the driver's door, the odometer, the gears, the vehicle log, which is just saying what the kilometers were, you know, the speedo readings. I've got the GPS cat, and I've got the passenger door when he was opening and closing the passenger door as well. And I've got it all like labeled. That's the odometer reading, and that's a bobcat reading, and
wow.
So it's all sort of set up on a map now. So if Ali, you want to have a squiz at any of this and have a study and see what you can work out from it all, that would be fine. I can give you access to it. So, you know, we see where he's all working and everything. We see actually he cuts off. See, he turns off his mobile phone when he leaves, so that all the car GPS and shit can't keep pinging. He knew what he was doing.
Where
Where is it that he turned off? No, that's where he was working. Hang on. I need the satellite. Hang on, let me do it this way. But yeah, it's just like I got so much like information just looking at it this way. Obviously, you know, looking at the data is a bit difficult for some people. But, he was out here working somewhere out here. It's very slow because I'm transmitting.
It's better than dial-up.
Okay, remember? It is way better than dial-up, but now remember that house he was working on here, and they actually dug up the concrete here. Oh, sorry, this is where they were doing that wall on the creek, against the creek. So in here, he turns his phone off. What day am I on? The 9th? Yeah. So he turns his phone off here so that his car can't do any more data pings. So, you know, we get the bobcat up until 2 p.m, but 11 a.m. he turned his phone off when he left this site.
Right.
And that was showing a spreadsheet basically when the phone was turned off. So
and I would assume that they've like searched that work site thoroughly.
Yeah, this is the first one that they searched, and I think there might be like a piece of concrete that they dug up here. I think that might be this site, but I know that they had the dogs hit on something down here in the river because he was building a rock wall or something there.
Oh yeah.
So I think the dogs actually hit down here somewhere. So, and then, you know, his phone turns off there at 11, and then at 1 he's putting the bobcat back on the truck and rushing back to town. So access to any of this stuff so you can go through it. Yes, she does.
And on
the second search warrant.
And on what date was he spotted, like at various dumpsters?
That was the 10th. So that was the day after. So I'll take you back to that map. I've got the phone data on this one. So that's when he was over here. And I can show you where he was getting in and out of the car. So mark those with a little icon. See, that's him getting out of the car. So this was doors opening, and it was stuff like passenger door that I was most interested in.
Yes, why would you need to do that?
Right, exactly, because he was on his own. But yep, these are all his dumpster dives. Look at them. And
wow.
I'm not sure that this is in the right spot because there's a glitch in the data. I'm not sure that this one here is in the right spot. Over to the right here. But these are all good. Just we had some when you scan OCR, it picks up. It sometimes mixes up 8s with 6s, and just stuff like that. So we had some glitches in the data. So we had to actually go through and manually check everything against the actual thing after I did the OCR. But the OCRs weren't great. So this took a lot of work to go line by line through every piece of data and make sure it was all correct. But this ended up being incorrect in the actual documents as well. So, but where it actually was out in the middle of freaking nowhere in a lake somewhere, nowhere near bloody Denver. So I knew that I knew that it had been scanned in wrong because I got the same scan results from scanning it in myself. So I double checked it on the sheets. It's wrong on the documents as well. And then I thought, look at the other locations around it and try to work out which digit is wrong in the longitude and latitude.
Yeah.
And that's where we ended up, sort of there. So this is at near a school, and there's dumpsters there near a school. So kind of looks right to me at the moment, but it might be a little bit out. It might have meant to be over here somewhere, but that tells me that they don't actually have the physical data. They have copies, photocopies. They don't actually have the data. They've got photocopies of it, or that's what they have given to the defence or the public to look at, is photocopies of that have been OCR. That's what it tells me, that little error. Well, there was a couple of those errors, but that's what it tells me. They don't have the data, or they're not showing us the data. But see how many trips he was doing around the joint? All over the place like a rash.
Yes.
So
and that's us as
these
fuck.
are all that building where all the CCTV, a lot of the CCTV came from this spot. And, we've even got odometer readings that are pinging the satellite when he's traveling to and from different places. Here's another bunch of there's gear changes, there's odometer readings.
Wow, that's very specific.
Right. And this is why I think that they actually do have a lot of evidence against him that they're just not telling us about, because this is just a snapshot of the data that they've given us, which is not all of the data that there is.
No. Well, of course,
Clearly,
it stands to reason that they would keep some of their cards close to their chest.
Right.
But yeah, I just can't quite get over, like Ali says there, that why this case is so damn special. Is it because money? Is it because of nepotism? Like, what the hell is actually going on that this case over, so many others, there's so much fuckery and secret squirrel stuff that just wouldn't stand in any other case unless it's like a big federal case.
Right. And I think that part of it is really trying to protect the integrity of the case. I think that's a big part of it. But I do feel like Barry's got more pull over what's going on with his case than most defendants would have. I feel like that this is leaning towards unfair in the extreme for any other defendant of of this particular area. They've got a lot of cases in this particular area of Colorado. I'm leaning on unfair for all of them.
Yeah, and then
Ali,
it sets a precedent for other cases also, that they can use this case and say, well, because Baz has been treated so specially, then we should all be treated that way. And I don't know, it'll end up being like bloody Australia, because you never see, like America's brilliant in terms of you get to see live trials and whatnot. Here you get to see nothing.
Right. Hey, Innocent. Thanks for joining us. There you go. There's the link to the map. Now, I've made it public. That is the 9th data. And then I've got the 10th. I've actually got quite a few days up, but these are the 2 main days. Like, the others are very uneventful and not interesting. You can probably see some planning maybe on the others, but 9th and 10th are sort of the main maps. So I'll give you those 2 links. So that's the 9th. So now I want activity on the 9th. Sorry, the 10th.
Hey, Innocent.
And you're all welcome to go visit the map. It's the data's there for all of you to look at. Anyone with a link can view it. But yeah, this was a big mission. This was that kind of held up my work. I don't know if I should be admitting that.
Well, I heard nothing.
No, I just hope my bosses don't watch my YouTube channel.
Oh, no. Hopefully not.
It's one thing whether they'll watch it. It's another thing whether they'll watch 2 hours and 46 minutes in to hear me say that.
Well, this is true. Well, no, you've done some good work there, love.
Check it out, Ali, and tell me what you find. The more eyes on it, the better. I reckon. Plus, I'll give you on Discord, Ali. I will give you some links to the spreadsheets and give you access to the spreadsheets, but I need your email address for that. So, spreading fast. God, that sounds terrible. Yeah, so I'll give you the links to the spreadsheet if you prefer the data format, Ali, because I actually did cut out a lot of the data because Google doesn't care about all the columns. It only cares about the location columns. So I cut out all the data to put this on Google. But if you want to see the spreadsheets and go and have a look and you find, cool, she does. So I'll share it with you on Discord and get your email address and stuff and get it to you. So there was some other things in there that, having other eyes on the data like really helps. And so one of the things on the spreadsheet for the 9th, I put an extra column in working out the times where the skid was like paused and if it was paused for any long periods. And what times those were. That was Insightful One's idea. I was like, God, I didn't even think of that. So obviously the more people looking at the data, the better.
Yeah. Maybe AK can look at it as well.
Beg your pardon?
I said maybe AK can look at it as well.
That's who I'm doing it for. I was doing all of this for AK.
Oh, you're so awesome.
I said to him, he's like, can someone look over the data? I was like, well, do you want me to try and ACR it for you? And he was like, yes, please do. So we sort of, so we have the skid data. We've got, let's just go back and look again. I'll tell you all the stuff that we've got. I will share it on the screen. We've got all data, exhibits EZ, that one as well. So let me stop sharing that. And then share this one. Just show details that we've got this one as well. Are you a data person at all, Platty?
No.
Okay. Well,
not at all.
I was going to offer to share it with you as well, but you're not a data person. It takes.
You can share it with me, and I'll just look at it and see if anything sort of sticks out to me. Yeah, but
it's just not too fucking complex.
Well, yeah, spreadsheets I can kind of work with.
Colorado courts and Chapter 29, public access to court records in criminal cases. Oh yes, good girl. So anytime I look like I'm breaking the rules, you'll tell me, Ali.
Oh, awesome.
So what I got here, all the other documents, I got, these are the phone locations, anywhere that the phone stored locations. These are the gear shifts, like the longitude and latitude of the gear shifts. So I got the addresses for all of the gear shifts as well.
Wow.
And I've converted it from UTC time to Barry local time, so we know exactly what that's about. And I've got all the odometer stuff. So this is all the odometer readings, what kilometers he traveled. Like you can see here when he went to see 289 kilometers. He went to Broomfield because that's the distance from Broomfield. And these are in kilometers, by the way. I didn't convert to miles, but I have to if we're going to have Americans look at it.
Yeah.
And then
I love your aspias.
Whenever he turned his phone off, this is all the locations he was at when he turned his phone off, and I did the address lookups for those as well. His doors, obviously, every time he opened and closed a door, I got all of those.
That's
brilliant. I've got the system log, so when the system was saving data, it would tell you when it starts saving and when it's finished saving. Yeah. And I got all the addresses where he was at when it was all the saving was happening, because all we're seeing in the data sheets is these longitude and latitudes, but seeing the addresses makes a big difference because you can't make anything out from a longitude and latitude. But so yeah, and that also helped us work out where these were also wrong. The longitude and latitudes were wrong because it would be like he's at Broomfield and somehow a ping would be coming from the middle of a lake on the other country. It's like, well, obviously that data's wrong. So it sort of made some things quite obvious to us. So we got parking lights as well. All of that.
He turns on his lights and off. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Wow.
It touches the brakes. This is touching the brakes, like parking lights.
Yeah.
He's got an automatic.
So phenomenal.
When he drive and park and stuff. So, and then what else do we got? Oh, this one we're sort of, well, I don't know. You guys might want to help with this. This is sort of all the other data in the actual arrest affidavit, which is 150 pages. I can't remember how many pages. They actually do give us more info. Like in here, they say on page 4, Barry put the phone into airplane mode while running around the property with a gun. They didn't give us that data, so I've logged it here, and I've got it's around their property, longitude and latitude, or their address in. And then on page 7, Suzanne phone pings approximately 11.5 kilometres from Poncha Springs as Barry is leaving for Broomfield. So I actually logged where 11.5 kilometres was from that tower. And so that was what I just showed you on the map where phone pinged. So if anyone wants to go through the arrest affidavit and pull out those bits of data for me, oh my God, I love you. Especially you,
Ali.
Mama was a paralegal here in Colorado, and I worked in law firms on and off. Have some friends in the field. Oh my God, thank you, Ali. You're a fucking legend. But yeah, whatever we can pull, whatever other evidence or locations that we can pull off the arrest warrant, because that gives us more information about what other data they've got. They've got other phone data that they've not released, but it's mentioned in the arrest affidavit. They've got him running around the property. Obviously, that's his phone data. They've got the the daughter's phone
The
data,
daughter's
which is mentioned.
yeah.
And so if that stuff we don't have, but if they mention a significant thing in the arrest affidavit, we got a location and we know sort of, you know, okay, there's more data to come. So that's why I want to put the extra data on here. But I'd also like to look at the dates and the times that they're saying that data was doing stuff, so I can add that to the map. I just don't have time to read. I don't have time to read through the affidavit. I just, at the moment, you know, as I said, it's got hectic with work. So
yeah, and I tried to read through it. I think I got to, I don't know, page 30 or something before I got a complete migraine. It's a lot.
It's different reading it, having a mission of digging out data from reading it. You know what I mean? Like if you're just reading it and trying to, then yes, I can imagine you're getting a migraine. But going through it looking for data, I think is it's a different exercise.
Yeah.
Because you're not really trying to absorb the entire story, you're just trying to get the data out of it.
Yeah.
Did you figure out whose other iPhone they had on there? Yes, the other phone is a burner SIM that Barry was using. It was a burner SIM card, Ellie. He had his phone and SIM, but then he had a burner SIM. But no, there's only that, his phone, the burner SIM. But he also had access to his daughter's phones and Suzanne's phone. So, David O'Ryan.
Yes, David O'Ryan.
Yes. All the exhibits helped, right? The exhibits help, but also the arrest affidavit fills in the blanks well, Ali. Some of the blanks, not all of them, obviously, but it gives us an idea, like not just some markers to plot on the map, but also an idea what other data they've got, so we can go, oh my God, they've actually got him on, you know, a lot more than we think. That I would like to do a live stream once we've got all this data together. I'd like to do a live stream and talk about, you know, what we can definitively say that actually have over and above what they've released. So
yes.
And we can make some more assumptions then and say, you know, well, they've definitely, you know, it's not just a broken gun and dart. We know that they've got more. And this is putting the picture together for us that, you know, how much more they actually have. So, you know, AK's interest in this data is he just wants to know where to look for it. Yeah. So that's his interest in it. My interest, totally the opposite. And mine is, what have they got? Yeah. And how are they going to use it? And is it good? Is it relevant? Is it deep enough? You know?
Do they have his ass actually pinned to the wall? I want her found, obviously, but if Baz is responsible, I want it. You know, I want his ass nailed.
Yeah, for sure. I think he is responsible, but you know, we don't like to do these things to make. I'm trying not
to say that stuff anymore. But I obviously have a strong feeling of that they've got the right dude.
Yeah, I have a strong feeling they have the right person. However, the more see what the exercise here is saying, this data is evidence that tells us they've got the right person. We're not just speculating. That's the point of doing this exercise. So when you've got evidence in front of you that you can definitively say, this is evidence.
Yes.
This is like in the weighting of evidence, there's hearsay sits right at the bottom of the list. It's the weakest evidence you can have.
Yeah.
Whereas data sits right at fucking top of the list. You know, CCTV is right at the top of the list. CCTV is actually
the data doesn't lie.
Prima facie.
Prima facie. Yeah.
I have to say it slowly or I say it wrong if I don't say it slowly. it's prima facie evidence, which is right at the top of the weighting. You know, it's the best evidence you can have in strength of evidence. It's right at the top. So so much circumstantial evidence tipping the scale too, right, Ali? So between the two, I think they actually do have a much stronger case than it looks. Now, I heard Scott Rush say, "Oh, they got nothing but a broken gun." No, Scott Rush.
They have more than that.
They have a shit ton, and this is just what they've shown us. What I've got here, like you've seen the shit ton I've already got here.
Yeah.
I mean that's just what they've shown us. There's a lot more. So.
And yeah, to Ali's point there, it'd be interesting if he's used David O'Ryan in various places, other than his burner phone.
I hadn't heard that before, but I will look for that name on anything.
It's in the data, darling. In the data.
It's in the data. Look in the data.
Yes.
No, I didn't copy any of the phone data. I haven't got to that. I was interested in location. I wanted location data because that was what AK needs. He needs to find out all the locations to go for us. So.
Yes.
He hasn't closely. I can tell he hasn't read all the docs. Yeah, well, he probably is wrong, Alec. It would be another thing where he has to produce another video going, yeah, okay, I was wrong.
Who is this? Scott Rush.
Well, yeah. She's talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm very excited about all the data that we've got, Ali, and I'm excited to get some other eyes on it. That will look at things that I haven't. I mean, I got so screwed up. I was like, especially the dates. The dates were annoying because some are. When they're all in UTC time, they look like they're all on the same day, but
and they'll convert over.
Right, and so it ended up being part of it happened on the day before, but the rest of it happened on the day after. And so I got a bit fucked up with some things, and I was like, "Oh my god, look at this! Look at this! Look at this!" And then it was nothing, and I was like, "Oh." So,
did you see Ali's comment?
Which one was that? Yeah, that's what's cool about him and his stripper daddy. So,
yes,
yeah. So I would actually offer to share this with him if he wanted, like because I'm in a much better format. It's searchable. It's fucking it's a much better format than 6,000 pages of photocopies. But at the same time, I kind of feel a little bit protective about it as well, because like I don't want people to be running amok with it. I mean, the point of the exercise for me personally is to start making speculations based on evidence, not just speculating like willy-nilly. Oh my god, the aliens came and landed,
You're starting to stress me out. What, you're working on evidence? That's not how YouTube works.
Take a chill pill, doll.
No, I love it. Just give me facts.
I'm doing the Spurgy thing.
Yes, that's why I love you. Well, apart from many other reasons, but that's really cool. Spurg the hell out. Get everything. And I don't know, between you and AK and some other people, we can pin Barry's ass to the wall.
Yeah,
hopefully,
for sure. So I'm of the opinion that it's safe to make assumptions based on what you can actually see in evidence.
Yeah.
But it's not safe to make assumptions, based on nothing. Totally fucking nothing.
Just on a feeling.
But there's also people who have evidence in front of them and they misread it, and then they go based on, you know, their feelies about the evidence and not what the evidence is actually saying. Whereas, you know, because I'm so literal in the sense, I just see the data and what's in the data. So,
well, this is why I appreciate you and the likes of Skep, because I used to go off quite half-cocked, and, you know, every mofo is guilty just by looking at them. And now I'm a little bit more facts-based. Imagine that.
well, you know what? The fact that people are learning shit from what we're saying, I mean, that makes it worthwhile. I want my channel to say things to people that they get, and it sinks in and they understand it, and it somehow teaches them something. It would feel like such a waste of time if I was doing all this work and no one was getting anything out of it. So it's not that I need to it's not that I need to control people. I don't. It's just a very it's very satisfying when someone says, "Oh my God, I just learnt something." You know, it's
Yes.
like, well, I'm so pleased that what I was able to show you helped you with something. It's helpful. I like to be helpful. So, and I'm getting myself into trouble for being helpful, I can tell you. You know, someone says to me, "What's the go with the," do I dare say it? What's the go with the civil crisis in Ukraine, you know?
Oh,
And then I go and
Jesus.
answer all their questions, end up in a fucking political fucking, yeah. But anyway, I'm helpful. I like to be helpful. If you ask me a question, I'll try to answer it as best I can.
Yeah.
And if that gets me into trouble, then it gets me into trouble. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Fully.
the point is, don't fucking ask me if you don't want to fucking know.
Yeah.
Hey.
Exactly. But people don't ask
I
me
will answer.
about what's going on in Ukraine or Russia, because I'm totally dumb and I have no clue.
Well, I'm not. So if someone asks me, I will try to tell them, you know, this is what I know. And it might not be what the next person knows. It might be totally different to what the next person knows. But don't ask me, you're going to sit there and argue that that's not how it is. It's fine. It's like computers. You know, I have people with computers who will go, you know, like my dad, for example, he did this to me one day. He was like, you can't turn the computer off. Sorry, you can't pull the USB stick out. You have to eject it. I was like, well,
Oh,
no, not on a
what?
Windows machine. That's entirely
No.
the case. You just don't want to do it while it's saving data. No, that's not how it is. I'm like, oh, you're the computer expert, are you, Dad? You know what I mean? Like, don't fucking ask me if you think you know better. Why
Okay,
ask
boomer.
me? Okay, boomer. But I mean, that's just an example. You know?
Yeah.
Don't ask me like I know nothing. What's going on? It's like, don't even go there if you don't want to fucking know what I know. And if you think you know better, don't ask me.
Well, this is what I plan on doing from now on, just to annoy you. I'll just ask you stuff that I know nothing about, but then when you give me the answer, I'm totally just going to razz on you and say, no, you're wrong.
Thank you, Aroa. I'm glad people are learning things like by choice, that I'm not forcing anything down their throats or being bossy or saying you have to take on board what I have to impart. You don't have to. But I'm glad if you get something from it by your own choice. I'm actually glad. It makes my channel worthwhile. So, and yes, Ali, I really want to do some more gamifying things. I think that that's like the best way to impart knowledge without, you know, a uni lecturer or a bossy boots, whatever.
What's
Where people are
gamify?
actually just making learning fun. Like, this is how I got my Aspie grandchildren through, you know, the first stages of primary school, where they didn't want to do the homework and didn't want to learn shit.
Yeah.
I just gamified everything. It's turned everything into a freaking game. And we were playing hopscotch and learning times tables, but we were having fun while we were doing it. What else did we do? I actually turned their homework sheets into a computer program that spoke to them and said silly shit to them.
Oh my God,
so I
that's so cool.
Doing the homework at the same time. And my eldest grandson, he was always a bit shy about the interacting. Like, he was a dirty little holdout. He wouldn't want to give an answer.
Yeah.
So I got the blackboard out, the kid's blackboard out, and I would just write, a sum on the blackboard and then walk away, and I'd come back an hour later and he's answered it. So he was still doing it, but he wasn't doing it overtly. So like we just gamified everything. We turned everything into a game. And like, I had my grandson was in grade 1 and my granddaughter wasn't even at school yet. She was just at preschool. She was doing grade 1 maths because I gamified everything. And then I had the littlest 3-year-old was learning at hopscotch. Like, he worked out that 1 + 1 = 2 and just simple stuff like that. But yeah, so I had like everyone like playing games, but they, unbeknownst to them, they were doing schoolwork. So
and see, why weren't you my mother? Where have you been my whole life?
Look, I wasn't even that good with my own kids. I wasn't. I only discovered all of this after we were all diagnosed, and I worked out what Asperger's was and what makes it so difficult for Aspies to learn and why they don't want to do the homework. And knowing all of the nuances, that's where I learnt, all right, I'm going to try all this out on my grandkids. And my daughter was open to me doing it. And I think the day that my grandson, like, I was doing this for 1 week and he was bringing home awards. Like, we went in 1 week, we went from the school ringing her and going, we need a parent teacher moment to he's getting fucking awards. So,
Wow.
she was quite happy for me to do it and experiment with the grandkids.
So this is very helpful because I'm now homeschooling my daughter, and there hasn't been an official diagnosis yet, but I feel like somewhere on the spectrum she sits, and she does have a thirst for knowledge, but it has to be fun. And the homeschooling thing hasn't kicked off too well thus far because I was always taught in a very regimented way. You sit at the table and you do your stuff, and it wasn't fun. And maybe I need to think outside the box with her.
Well, I don't think it's really that hard. And you know what? Even if the kid's completely fucking normal, I don't see how making learning fun can be harmful.
True.
I tell my other friends this. Just because it worked on Aspie kids doesn't mean it's not going to work on other kids. You make something fun, kids are going to be into it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is what I've with the games I was writing for kids games. I was writing programs for kids games, and that was my motto. Make learning fun. You don't have to be an Aspie kid. You can be a completely normal kid. Fun is fun, and kids love things that are fun, and so you put the love of fun together with learning, and voila, you have a kid who's smart all of a sudden. And they're not doing the homework wars and lounging all over the table on their elbow going, well, I don't want to do my homework.
Yes.
So the Ministry of Education would never let you. No, that's right, Aroa. What I was doing with my grandkids was totally unconventional. School would rather ring up my daughter and bitch to her that the kids weren't doing what they were supposed to, rather than, I did. By this stage, my grandson was diagnosed, and she had told them. So, but they couldn't be bothered. They didn't want to change what they were doing. Their little set, fucking pattern. Everyone's just got to do the set pattern, and if you don't fit with set pattern, then too bad, so sad. Just ring the parents up and bitch at them. And that was stressing my daughter out. She was in tears some days because school was blaming her. So that was the main reason that I did it, was because I got tired of her being blamed because the teachers didn't understand difference. So they suffer from indifference is the problem.
No, this is all very helpful. Thank you.
No worries.
Oh,
I mean, how old you are? I don't think anything I wrote was for like little kids, like, you know, grade 1 and 2. So
she'll be
but if I have anything,
she'll be 14 this year.
oh yeah, so it's way below her standard. But they're also at in the teenage, like my granddaughter is now, this was all a long time ago, but my granddaughter is now just going on 13, 12 going on 13.
Yeah.
12 going on 50.
Yeah.
I think she fucking knows it. So and class him as it. That's right, Aroa. Yes. They call them dumb and they blame them and they call them naughty. That's right. So it was a totally different way of doing it. But like with my granddaughter now, like trying to think at the age group that she's at now, trying to think of things that are fun for her to learn stuff, like don't pick your brother up and body slam him into the ground. That's fucking not good, man. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
That's a challenge. That's a big challenge, like trying to teach her adult concepts, but trying to make it fun in this age group. It's really difficult because, you know, they think they know everything at this age.
Yeah, of course. I think we all did when we were young.
Absolutely.
And now
All
I
right.
just feel like I know nothing.
I know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm going to share all of this info with you, Ali, and see what you want to do with it because you're back now. Your family's sorted. You're not busy with work, and you're keen. You're rocking. You're obviously free right now because you're in the chat. So, so yeah, I'll share it with you and see what we pull out of it. Hands-on learning. That's right, Aroa.
Cool.
It's hands-on learning.
Very cool.
I think
You can
I
wrap it
am
up.
out of topics. Matt Willis, I've been a teacher for 25 years. I take my hat off to all the mums and dads teaching at home. Absolutely, it is not easy when you got to try my kids teaching at home. It's even harder. So I'm impressed with anyone who has just one kid doing the homeschooling, because the homeschool, they don't make it easy for you. Like right now, the job that I'm doing is creating the school fonts for all the Australian states for Google, and like they're just anal. Like I'll just show you one thing if I can find it. I'm just going to show you this one thing. Like we're talking grade 1, we're talking 6 and 7-year-olds. Right? Tell me they're going to get this shit. It's so anal. It drives me nuts. But let me just put it on the screen for you. Because I've got to develop. I have to develop to the Department of Education standards, basically.
Ali's just saying she is busy. She's researching Colorado strip clubs.
Busy as. Check this out, buddy. The New South Wales handwriting, it's grade 1, right, is on a 6-degree slant.
Yeah.
The Victoria is on a 10-degree slant, whereas Queensland, well, they have a 10-degree slant for this type of writing, but a 7.5-degree slant for that type of writing, but it's back to a 10-degree slant for that type of writing. I mean,
why is there no continuity amongst the states?
It's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, there does end up being in the mad anal world of freaking handwriting. There does actually end up being some continuity, but
eventually,
a 6 or 7-year-old kid's not going to get this. I mean, I need to make my fonts like, standard like this, but 6 or 7-year-old kid, they're not worried about what fucking slant they're on and if it's 10 degrees or 6 degrees or 7.5 degrees. Hell, I can't even pick. visually can't even pick the difference between 6 degrees and 7.5 degrees. Can you?
Not currently, no.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really mental.
Yeah. But so these sort of things is what, you know, these little nuances is what makes it difficult for kids, for difficult learners, when the teachers want to be this anal about things.
Yeah.
And the handbooks for learning, you know, the handbooks that go with, you know, how to teach the kids these fonts are just ridiculous, like 150 pages. And you've got to have the pencil right, you've got to have the chair right, you've got to have the it's just nuts. It's nuts. They're just little kids, man.
Yeah,
but
just
there's this degree.
Let them write however the fuck they want to write, as long as they're getting the letters correctly.
It's really legibility. If you can read what it says, then they're doing all right?
Yeah. And then, I don't know, they go and end up undoing all that work by becoming a doctor.
and learning not to write.
Yeah.
Writing in fucking doctor's language.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. I really don't get it. You know, by high school, they have their own unique handwriting. It's all script writing by that. It's running writing by then, and it's their own unique writing by then, and they respect that individuality. So it seems to me that a high school student would understand, you know, a 6 degree slant to a 10 degree slant a lot better. Not that they would get it right, but a lot better than a freaking 6-year-old.
You would think.
So yeah, weird shit. But anyway, that's the analness of the education department for you.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, they will be out on Google Fonts shortly. So I think I will be possibly about 3 months away, and you'll be able to download these off Google Fonts. And I'm thinking about throwing the New Zealand ones in as well, but I'm not sure at this stage. They haven't paid me for the New Zealand ones, so we'll see if I feel like doing it out of the goodness of my heart. But I have another set. I have another bridge to sell them, so it might include the New Zealand fonts. We will see.
Yeah, well, the NZ kids deserve to learn too.
Oh my God, Ali, I hate moving. It's the worst thing on the planet. But yeah, excited and reinvigorated at the same time. I really don't like moving. Just destroy all my excitement and invigoration in one hit. Yeah, you've got to move. By high school, aren't writing with a pen but on a screen. Exactly, Aroa. And that's the whole point here. So just a little story behind it. I went about 2017. I went on this little mission trying to, do these online games for all my homeschooling parents. And I was like, you know what, we need it in your state's font so that the kids are learning your state's font. So I went and looked for them, and I couldn't find them anywhere. All you can get is paid font, and they're expensive. Like, people who are in low income brackets probably aren't going to be able to afford them. And so I went on a mission, and I actually did these fonts already. They're already out there, and put them out there for free, just to fuck up all those fucking core people who are fucking trying to sell them, and put them out there for free for all the, families who can't afford them. But I didn't do a full professional job. I spent a couple of weeks just getting something online for them that I could use in my games that was, legible and followed the rules of each state. So I sort of chucked these fonts out there for my games and for my homeschooling parents. And what happened was all the schools started contacting Google saying, we want these fonts. Like, we're sick of having to pay for them. We want these fonts. And so the Google font guy actually tracked me down. I had gone to a lot of effort not to be trackable.
Whoa.
I didn't put my name on anything because I thought these guys are likely to sue me, the ones that are making money out of it, because I've just saturated the market with free fonts. Someone's like,
awesome.
try and sue my ass. So I put my designer label on everything so that I couldn't be found. But this guy, the boss at Google, he tracked me down. He's like found me on Facebook, and he's like, "Did you do these fonts?" And I'm like, "Why? Who wants to know? Who are you? Who wants to know what I are? I don't know what you're talking about. Deniability." And then he said, "I'm from Google Fonts, and I found them, and I think you did a great job, and I would like to offer you to buy the license from you for the fonts." And I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I was quite dubious to start with. Anyway, he spent months and months talking me into it, and he kept putting up the price. So eventually I sold the rights. So that's the story behind it.
Good on you.
So, but I got to tidy a few things up, be able to make them production ready before I sign up the rights to them. So, but yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's the story behind it. Me just trying to fuck over, the monopolies. Ended up because he promised me too. When I said no the first few times, he promised me solemnly that these will be going out for free to all of the school kids. This will be free education for everybody, free level playing field. That's my thing. If you don't start on a level playing field from with your early education, then you are not on a level playing field. So,
yes.
He agreed with that. He agreed we'll put it all out for free. So I'm stoked.
Oh, that's marvelous. You're a good woman. I love your work.
Well, not many people know what I do for work. Most people are running around the internet saying that I'm a hacker. So
as long as you're an ethical hacker.
I don't know how to hack, to be perfectly honest. I don't know how to hack. But I've got the skill set to hack, but an artist is not necessarily a graffitiist. Just because you're an artist doesn't mean you go out and paint the fucking subways in fucking weird shit.
Sure.
So that's the way I see it. I never had an interest in hacking. I mean, the skill set that I could hack, it would take me a little while to learn how to hack. I've never owned a Mac, so
it's going to take longer.
Right, exactly. So I'm in the right skill set, but no, I don't know how to hack. Never tried to hack. Never had an interest in hacking. Don't even want to hack. And there's all these hacker competitions out there. Everyone's like, "Why don't you join the?" I don't even have a competitive bone in my body, to be honest. So
hack the Mac.
Hack the Mac. You're doing it. Hack the Mac. Look, I'm flat out fucking operating the Mac right now. I have had such a big learning curve. First time I was trying to just pick up a file and drop it onto the USB stick. That's all I wanted to do, was pick it up and drop it on the USB stick. Well, do you think I could work out what the fuck I was doing wrong? I go to my daughter. I'm like, why can't I pick this file up and drop it on my USB stick? And she's looking at what I was doing. She's like, you got to click on the icon, Mum. Because I was clicking on the words. Because in Windows, it doesn't matter what you click on, but I usually grab the words, not the icon.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, you got to grab the icon, Mum. That's all it was. I just wasn't clicking on the icon.
They make it harder and harder.
Right. Well, there are these nuances where Mac has to be different to Windows because they're trademarked fucking, copyright fucking roo-roo.
Yeah.
So there are these nuances that you've got to know. I mean, I'm learning them slowly, all the differences. But sometimes I just want to do something real quick, like get this on the screen so I can show you guys. And I can't fucking do it fast because I forget how, hang on. We have to think this through very carefully now.
Yeah.
Whereas it's autopilot when it's Windows,
Yeah, I find it so user-friendly. But Macs, I just, can't even turn them on.
Yeah. I was all right with the turning thing. It actually did all that by itself. They got that part right.
What? Turns on itself?
I know. Turns itself on.
Oh my God.
It does do a lot of stuff better than Windows, I have to admit. The graphics, like the video I made the other day for the oh my God, I got hacked video. I actually made that on the Mac. And so it took me like a week. It took me a week longer to make it. Because that learning curve. I got the ABS on the Mac now, and I got my copy thing working, and so yeah, I did that one on the Mac. So you see, it's a slightly different format to the other videos where I was just using the Windows bloody video editor. What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm watering my what do you call it? My ferns. My plants need love.
It sounds like you're sucking on an orange.
No, not today. Maybe next time I see you. I'm just.
Oh my God, I'm spilling coffee everywhere. I didn't know you were a Mac user, Ellie. I'm so lost with it. On top of having to learn the Mac, I also had to learn how to use this new font software. So I was already, plugging along with the old Font Forge, which is the free open source version of font development, which most people do use. But then the boss has sort of said, well, you got to go and get this $500 package that is a different way of designing your fonts. And so I had to learn all that. So I kind of wasted like a good month or a month and a half learning how to use this new package. So yeah, that's fun. But it's really good. Like it I might get too technical if I try to explain it. I might be getting over your heads if I try to show you the design side of it. You only have to design the really skinny small font and then the really big fat font, and it will actually fill all the rest in for you. Whereas on the old Font Forge, you had to do, if you wanted different variations of the font, thin, skinny, thick, bold, italic, you had to build each one a full set of fonts all separate from each other. Whereas this one, you sort of build the skinniest and then the fattest, and it does all the rest in between for you. It's called variable fonts. So which is fucking awesome. So I'm kind of glad I did learn it. Yeah, it was something that let me see if I can share the screen. Share my screen. Unable to share the screen. Oh, I haven't set up the permissions. All right, fine. Can't show you. But I'll just be getting too technical if I showed you. Like the design side of a font is quite technical. Didn't want to show you. My fave of yours so far, I think if you named it something more descriptive, you'd get... Hey, Ali, I got the most views on that video as I've got on any other video on my channel. It's got the highest number of views. It actually put me over the view hours, the 4,000 view hours, so I can use OBS. Woohoo!
That's cool. You deserve it.
I'm glad you found the info useful though. Like I sort of wondered if I did go into it that way, that if it would be over everyone's head. So I kind of tried to like not too technical about any of it. So I'm glad that it was useful. There's people that are not computer literate who said that they actually learned something from it. So obviously I did all right there.
I'm like computer spazzy, so I learned a bit. So yeah, you can't be doing too badly if you're teaching the platypus something.
Yeah, well, that's it. I totally took you serious that you didn't know that you could turn off your modem, or that you didn't know what a modem was. What's a modem?
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Router. What's a router?
Yeah, that was amazing.
I took you far too literally, didn't I?
You did, and you should know better. But for most
I got a lot of
other
good feedback.
things, yeah, I'm completely spazzy.
Well, there you go. I'm getting used to working with, speaking layman's terms.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of the reasons that my friends banned me from ever talking about computers. I didn't have the whole layman's term thing down pat back then.
Yeah. Well, no, I like it when you're talking about something you're passionate about. It's very cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up and go and get some dinner ready. And is it dinner time yet?
No, it's lunchtime.
Go and get some lunch ready. I
Yeah,
feel like I
me
want to go
too.
to sleep. But I haven't had much social interaction for quite some time, and so it's I'm finding it
tiring.
actually is tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I'm enjoying everything. So.
But it's also.
And yes, Ali.
What's that?
On Discord. I was just saying to Ali, yes, let's geek out on Discord.
Yay. All right. Well, thank you for having me on and for putting up with my ass. And again,
no, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for coming on. I've learned some things.
Nice.
And I'm glad you
learned some things.
I'll probably tap in again about, teaching some cool stuff to my daughter and how best to go about it.
Sure. We can brainstorm that.
Very cool.
Sounds good.
Well, you have a wonderful lunch.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, everyone.
And any of the other and for listening to me prattle on for 3.5 hours. Holy shit. No wonder I feel tired.
It was fun. It was fun. And,
all right. I'll catch you all on the round trip, guys.
All right. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.